McDonald will have this team raring to go. They're out here right now just throwing balls back and forth to each other, looking still pretty loose, After getting down 4-0, this team is capable of coming back. They've got great defense. Just very timely hitting there by Robinson when you get the first three on and you get a batter like Robinson coming up. Usually it means you're going to have to be on your A game. She pitched an outside pitch. Haley Wagner did, and Robinson was able to deposit that. It just doesn't get any easier with Gilbert, Schroeder, Montalvo coming up. I mean, this lineup's loaded, but yet the Bandits have yet to come up.
This is the only game in the league tonight. Meanwhile, tomorrow we'll have all the 6 teams in the NPF in action, as we'll have a matinee here, really a full day on NPF TV that you could see all 3 ball games. Kind of a rarity in the league, as we'll have a 2:05 Eastern start, a 1:05 Central start here in Chicago, as the Racers will take on the Bandits, and then immediately following that game, the Texas Charge will take on the Beijing Eagles, and then in the nightcap of the tripleheader, it'll be the Scrapyard Dogs taking on the Red, White, and Blue from the USSSA Pride, as right now you see the ladies in black and red trying to keep loose right now, as Laura Winter, the former Fighting Irish from Notre Dame, can't quite keep things going there with the hacky sack. But, a different group of racers here this season, Bill, as they've lost some veterans recently. Taylor Schlope electing not to play, and also a little bit before that, Lisa Norris retiring from the circle, so they lost a lot of innings out of her. But they had 6 draftees. I was talking to Joey Arrieta before the game. Very busy draft day for them, as they drafted 6 players. 4 of them ended up making the roster. And then they've kind of taken a little bit of a page out of the Chicago Bandits book, as they've had a few players from their tryouts that were able to make the ball club. So this is a ball club that's got some veteran leadership with Montalvo, obviously, along with Gilbert, but certainly a lot of youth infused in that lineup as well.
I know when they first came in here, Mike, we were talking to the Racers head coach, and he was mentioning the fact that we just can't get that time of hitting. We're up 2-1, somebody hits a 2-run homer. It wasn't meant to be at certain points of the season. They've turned that around, and they're able to put up, like we said, we got 4 runs already with nobody out. We know they can hit the ball. We know that there's some adversity on both sides, with the Bandits and the Racers. The Bandits not doing very well on the road. They come home, and they're in a 4-0 hole already. The Racers, with some administrative changes up top and some players within the lineup that were here last time that aren't here now. But again, that's why they play the game. NPF is the very best softball in the world, and these ladies know how to play. They play through adversity, and it should be a good contest. We're only in the top of the first.
So Bubba Ewald, John Cambridge, and Peter Blair will discuss when they feel the players are ready to get back there on the field and perform. And want to give kudos out to an organization that's out here tonight that's trying to help support the troops in our Independence Day, and that's Gold Canyon. They're teaming up with the Chicago Bandits to support Salute Incorporated, raising funds to support our veterans. 40% of all candles and $2 from each ticket sold will be presented to Salute to support their efforts. And I know, Bill, that's certainly a cause that's very close to your heart, being a vet.
It is, and I'd like to give a shout-out to a friend of mine that's listening, who was a chief on my ship, was actually on board a ship that had some issues in the Persian Gulf prior to the one we were on. Mike Z. Krawczyk, he was a senior chief on my ship, and happy 4th of July to you, buddy. And it is really close. My dad was a Navy veteran. My grandfather was also a Navy vet. My 2 cousins, Navy vet, USS Gray and USS Kitty Hawk. My dad was on the USS Kitty Hawk, and I was on the USS Dale. So the military is very close to my heart, and any organization that's going to raise money to help the troops, I would give my last penny to help them out.
My dad was also a veteran with the Navy, served in the Korean War. My Uncle Rudy, who passed away, was also in the Navy. So, again, kudos to all of our veterans who keep us safe. And the men and women, also our first responders, as you see the crowd starting to get settled back in their seats here. This gives us an opportunity to recognize our 2 players of the week. Actually 3 players of the week in the NPF, the week of June the 26th through July the 2nd. Lauren Hager, the former Gator out of the University of Florida, she is our player of the week. She had a pretty crazy week there, Bill. 1.267 slugging percentage, 6 RBIs, 4 home runs, 19 total bases. And that young lady certainly did a great job last week.
Wow, you look at them numbers, those are astronomical numbers, and that's just 1 week. If she could put that together an entire season, we're talking records being broken.
Meanwhile, we've got a couple of players for our Player of the Week, both pitcher and Rookie of the Week, that are playing here tonight, as Jalen Ford, the softball, pitched a shutout both games, and she picked up Pitcher of the Week in the NPF, 5 scoreless innings in her solo start, and held batters to a 100 batting average, allowing only 2 base hits in the circle. So great job by Jalen Ford, the former star for Madison.
Again, look at them numbers. Those are astronomical. They're not offensive, they're defensive. And if you could hold batting average to a .100, you're doing something pretty well from the circle. That's a special week right there.
And our Rookie of the Week is Nicole Schroeder, as the former Arkansas Razorback had herself a terrific week with an .800 slugging percentage and a .333 batting average, as she picked up a couple dingers. This Racer Ball Club has certainly had a penchant for the long ball, and of course we saw it earlier today with the grand slam by Shelly Robinson.
Absolutely, and they just keep pounding the ball. Both teams now back. The Bandits back on the field right now. We're going to get going here pretty soon, but you're right. You look at those totals, all 3 of them players are having great weeks.
And hitting has gotten a lot better in the NPF this past week as well, as the players were able to raise their batting average by 16 points during the week. And Shelly Robinson certainly didn't hurt that situation with her grand slam earlier tonight. So we're back. The crowd is back, and Jennifer Gilbert is back at the plate on the left side, hitting .308 with 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. As we will resume action here, top of the first inning, nobody out, and a clean slate now for Haley Wagner and the Bandits. Going to be a tough play for Hernandez, and now they're going to say that it was fouled away. First base umpire John Cambridge with the call there, as Bubba Ewald was kind of blocked out there by Gilbert on that drag bunt attempt.
Good call. Sounded like I heard 2 clicks of the ball, and you know what? Jennifer Gilbert did exactly what she's supposed to do, run it out. You never know what the call's going to be.
Yeah, that ball was dead in there by that second click. There you get a good look at the former Wolverine from the University of Michigan as that one stays inside. As you can see, the Bandits in their Independence Day red, white, and blue garb today.
And those are being auctioned off, too, after the game, or actually auctioned right now. And they'll be given away at the end of the game.
So the former Cardinal from Ball State takes that one down low. So 4-3-0 here so far in the early going for the Racers. So Emily Wyman, who last time out had a 3-0 shutout victory in a rain-shortened affair over at Firestone Stadium, has been staked to a 4-run lead here in the early going tonight. Once again, Wagner getting behind the count here. And you certainly do not want to do that here with Gilbert, as she had 5 home runs last season and a .509 slugging percentage. And we'll have our second 3and2sports.com payoff pitch. Outfield playing straight away and deep. Marshall playing way back towards the track here, even with that wind blowing in. As Bill was mentioning before, Gilbert with some nice shots as that one catches the outside corner, and Wagner records her first out via a looking strike here to Gilbert.
Beautiful pitch. Great way to come out of that rain delay to get the tough Jennifer Gilbert on a strikeout. And now we'll see what she can do against Nicole Schroeder, the Rookie of the Week.
Great job by our camera crew out here tonight. Jinx Scott, Alex Maldonado, and Tim Helms operating the camera as the ball is fouled off by Nicole Schroeder, our defending Rookie Player of the Week for the NPF. Eric Willowhite will be doing the audio production tonight with Ryan Fahey in the big chair for Pete tonight. He's the director, is also the video production of tonight's game, as there you see the numbers on Schroeder. And now Wagner's starting to get into a groove here now with the 0-2.
Yeah, she's moving the ball around the strike zone, and she's getting it on the upper part of the strike zone away from the batter right now, and that could be dangerous.
Well, Wagner trying to dig herself out of a hole here as that ball is popped past us and out of play. She's got some good movement, but as you talked about, Bill, in the break here, got a little bit behind on some of the counts and then eventually tried to get that ball past Robinson, and it was just got too much of the plate.
I'd like to see what she can do now, 0-2, maybe waste a pitch here to see if they can get Schroeder to chase.
Got some action down in the Bandits' bullpen as that ball stays outside. The Bandits have gotten some nice contributions from their young pitchers. Highland has done a terrific job, along with Wonderly. Here's the 1-2. And trying to frame that one was Jaquish. And the count now goes to 2-2. Shelby Tournier has kind of struggled lately in a relief role. So the rookies have had to come up and kind of step and fill up that void on some of the innings. Here's the 2-2. Kelly Montalvo, the star third baseman, on deck for the Racers as they lead it 4-0 here in the early going.
Well, I tell you, Mike, Montalvo was, even during batting practice, was keeping her team on their toes, yelling and screaming at them, telling them to focus. This is our game. We need to get this one.
Yeah, she is the unquestioned leader of the Akron Racers. And a nice job on the high fastball there at 65. And swinging right through it was Schroeder. So Wagner certainly has come back after the delay with a vengeance.
After giving up that grand slam, strikes out 2 in a row. Schroeder and Gilbert and Montalvo coming up to bat.
And that one right in the eyes there and out of the strike zone. So Kelly Montalvo now will stand in. The former Crimson Tide from Alabama takes it on the outside corner for strike one.
Already up to 28 pitches, Haley Wagner is so far here in the top of the first.
That's laced into left field, and a diving catch by Double Nichols, Brenna Moss. What a play!
Wow, that may make the top 10, just like Sammy Marshall's last time. Way to lay out for that ball. Brenna Moss, great play in left field to end the inning.
So Montalvo settled in, and she got good contact on that one, but Brenna Moss able to dive to her right, and she takes at least a single, if not extra base hits away from Montalvo. But not before the damage was done by the visitors as they come up with 4 runs on 3 base hits. There were no Bandit errors and no runners left on base. Half an inning in the books here at the ballpark at Rosemont. It's the Akron Racers 4, the Chicago Bandits coming to bat on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com.
What if there were no rules, no limits, nothing to stop you pushing harder, running faster, reaching higher? What if you could train and perform at your peak, feel stronger, for longer, be your best, always, every time?
Welcome back here to the ballpark at Rosemont. Bottom half of the first inning of play as Kelly Montalvo lines out to Brenna Moss to end the inning with a nice diving grab by the former Bulldog from Fresno State to end the inning. And let's take a look at our rolling starting lineup for the Chicago Bandits, coached by Sharonda McDonald. Leading it off will be Sammy Marshall in center, Brenna Moss in left, Emily Carasoni at second base, Emily Crane, who's on a hitting streak at right field batting cleanup, Savannah Jaquish catching hitting fifth, Natalie Hernandez at the hot corner, Alexa Peterson, our pre-game interview guest at DP tonight, Megan Blank at first, Abby Ramirez winding out the lineup for the black and orange, the red, white, and blue tonight of the Chicago Bandits. And there you see the Akron Racers in the circle with a 4-0 lead. And let's take a look at our Diamond Sports defensive alignment for the visitors. They'll have Kristen Wyckoff in left, Shelly Robinson with the grand slam in the first inning in center with Jennifer Gilbert in right. Infield from third to first has Montalvo, Fisher Cook, Thomas, and Schroeder with the battery of Griffin Joyner and the pitcher Emily Weinman. And the first pitch waved on and missed by Sammy Marshall, among the league leaders in hitting in the NPF this season. The former Leatherneck from Western Illinois, who makes her home in Naperville here close to the ballpark. Waves on the first pitch and misses. There's a tap on the play over to Fisher Cook, and the laser beam throw over to Schroeder. 2 pitches and 1 out here for Emily Weinman.
Great start for Wyman to get the speedy Sammy Marshall out early, and that just sets up Moss and Carasoni next. We'll see what they can do at the plate.
So Brenna Moss back into the lineup after an injury, kind of a fluke injury. Nice average on the season with those 11 hits, and she fists this out to center field, but the speedy Shelly Robinson has it played perfectly. And quickly now, 3 pitches by Wyman, and she's recorded a couple of outs.
You almost want to see the Bandits take a few more pitches, especially being down early 4-0. But we're 3 pitches in, and we're already in the third batter with 2 outs.
There you see the average of Emily Carasoni out of Auburn, but at home, she's hitting .655 this year. So really likes the friendly confines here of the ballpark at Rosemont. Carasoni amongst the league leaders in average on-base percentage, hits, runs scored. And she takes that one up a little bit high. Right now, Wyman burning the glove at about 65. There you get a good look at Emily Wyman, double threes, who had that shutout victory earlier this season. There's a sharp ground ball on 2 hops. It's bobbled temporarily, but recovered by Thomas. And the quick flip over to Schroeder, and quickly a 3-up and 3-down inning for Emily Wyman and the Akron Racers. So no runs, hits, or errors, and no Bandits left on base. We've completed an inning of play here at the ballpark. It's 4-0 in favor of the Bandits, and we'll take some time now to thank Blast Motion.
Blast Motion is the official sensor technology of National Pro Fast Pitch. The Blast Softball Swing Analyzer app captures video highlights of your swings, combines them with Blast sensor metrics, helps you analyze your mechanics, and provides drills for improvement. The 360-degree solution empowers athletes to get better. Purchase yours today at blastmotion.com.
We head now to the top half of the second tug of war going on right now. And 2xU, that's 2xU, hit and run with the world's most advanced compression technology, is the official compression wear of National Pro Fast Pitch. 2xU is the secret weapon of the NPF and improves exercisability, sports performance, and recovery. Visit www.2xu.com or visit on all social media at 2xU. Mike Konezovich, Bill Downing back with you as we move to the top half of the second inning of play. 4-0 lead for the Akron Racers over the Chicago Bandits, and it will be the bottom 2 of the lineup with Griffin Joyner, Sam Fisher Cook, and then back to the top with Ashley Thomas to face Haley Wagner, who had a 28-pitch first inning tonight.
A lot of pitches compared to her compadre against her, Emily Wyman. So far, only with a total of 5 pitches, was able to get the top 3 batters out for the Bandits.
Well, that's what I say is efficiency in the circle.
Yes.
So far, Griffin Joyner's had some nice successes. That's got home run distance, but into the bullpen for a loud out to start off the sequence here to Griffin Joyner.
Glad to see everybody coming back from the rain delay. It looks like we actually have more people now, so that's good. Concessions were good to them, and they're back out here to support the Bandits.
We got fireworks after the ball game tonight as that one catches the outside corner. So Wagner changing her approach right now, getting ahead of these hitters as she's now ahead of Joyner. No balls and 2 strikes. You see open stance from the right-hand side there for the former Wildcat from Kentucky. Here's the 0-2. And a good waist pitch there by Haley. Joyner averaging right around 35% on her throwing out would-be Steelers at second base throughout her career at the NPF. Outfield playing straight away, medium depth. This one's fisted right back. Don't worry, Bill, I'll protect you as I come out from underneath my table here. Eric got a kick out of that one. Yeah, like, boy, you want to depend on that guy to help you out, forget it. 3 hits so far for the Racers. There's the 1-2, and Haley Wagner picks up her 3rd strikeout in the last 4 victims for the Racer offense.
talking about efficient. Now you take a look at what Haley Wagner's been able to put out after that grand slam, 3 strikeouts and a flyout. Very efficient right now. We'll see what she can do against Sam Fisher.
Nice job by Jaquish to make sure she caught that ball. And now right now, Jaquish is going to go talk to Wagner as they want to make sure. Boy, it's just amazing in this league, Bill. You take a look at a hitter like Sam Fisher-Cook, who is really launching them. She's hitting 9th in this lineup.
It just tells you how packed they are top to bottom. When you can put someone with this much power at the bottom of the lineup, I mean, and basically what she's doing is she's setting up the top, and we saw what the top could do in the top of the first inning.
She's got a .333 average against lefties this season, so that's why she's out there. And the first pitch of the sequence is a nice let-up pitch by Wagner. It really starts to sound like she's getting into her groove right now after a rough start. First 4 hitters for the Racers reach base, and Robinson was able to clear them. And the 0-1 stays upstairs. Got some large groups on hand at the ballpark here tonight that we want to recognize. One of them is down south right off of I-80, and that's the Frankfurt Girls Softball Club with us tonight. Straightaway stance from the right-hand side, slightly open, the 1-1, and that's right there as well. So now Jaquish and Wagner starting to get into a nice rhythm out there.
I like the way that Jaquish conducts herself behind the plate. As you mentioned, she went out and talked to Wagner. They're both on the same page, and you can definitely see it.
Haley gets that one and really pops the glove now of Jaquish. Lola Marymount grad with some gaudy numbers during her collegiate career. She's the career record holder in home runs, RBIs, and total bases for the program. And the 2-2 stays down low as Haley and Savannah wanted that one. You can write us a note and let us know where you're watching the game tonight on Bandits Streaming at gmail.com. That's Bandits Streaming at gmail.com. So here's a 3-2sports.com payoff with one out here in the top of the second. The let-up pitch is hit, and you can forget about that one. That ball is headed towards Lake County.
Wow.
Sam Fisher-Cook with a tape measure blast. Second dinger for the Akron Racers here tonight. And they've added another insurance run as they now lead it 5-zip.
No doubter there, Mike. As soon as it left the bat, there wasn't much movement from Brenna Moss in left field. She knew that, and that made it 3/4 away to the on-ramp at 294 there from O'Hare. Wow, what a shot.
Couple steps back by Brenna Moss as she watches it go way over the Totem Lumber and Supply sign. The only question was it going to be fair? And there you see Sam Fisher-Cook rounding the bases. Now this ball is hit towards left center, but Moss will settle under it in front of the warning track, and she'll make the catch for out number 2 on Thomas.
The left fielder, number 11, Kristen Wyckoff.
So with that home run now, the Racers on the season have hit 26 home runs as a team, and you compare that to the Bandits with 10.
A lot of pop in this lineup, as you mentioned.
So Kristen Wyckoff now will fist that one off the screen for strike one. She singled and scored on Robinson's grand slam back in the top of the first. The South Florida grad giving this Racer team a nice lift as a free agent coming in after the draft as she swings and misses a foul tips it on the 0-1. Racers have had quite a good success with a lot of their free agent signings as well as their workouts and the offseason. Shelby Hires, a rookie catcher out of Arkansas. Chandler Rice, a rookie infielder out of Toledo. Kristen Wyckoff, we mentioned, batting now out of Plant City, Florida, also a rookie. And Haley Fagan, the sister of Sammy Fagan, coming in as a rookie as well this year, as the 0-2 is check swinged and fouled in back to the bullpen area. And the count remains at 0-2. Racers have been around as a franchise longer than anybody since 1999. We'll talk to Joey Arrieta about that. hopefully in the third inning tonight, as the general manager and owner will join us, the president and the GM, Craig Stout, the owner and CEO of the Racer franchise. The 1-2 is bounced on a hop to Megan Blank, and she'll just tag the oncoming Wyckoff unassisted for out number 3. But not before the Racers are able to add to their lead as they pick up the solo home run by Sam Fisher. And they now have increased their lead to 5-0 here on that one base hit. We're going to keep it right here, Bill, and we're going to thank the great folks over at Swing Away.
Swing Away continues to earn the validation as the premier hitting machine at the highest levels of the game. The official batting station and hitting trainer for NPF is built to take the constant use and demands of the professional athlete. Now the same technology that is used by the pros is also available to all players of all ages and skill levels. You are just a swing away from becoming a great hitter. Swingaway.com.
It'll be in the middle third for head coach Sharonda McDonald coming up to face Emily Wyman. It'll be Emily Crane, Savannah Jaquish, and Natalie Hernandez. As the crowd right now, they're certainly psyched up for the fireworks, but they want to see some offensive fireworks here from the red, white, and blue tonight.
Well, if anybody can do it, we know Emily Crane, we got Savannah Jaquish, Natalie Hernandez. We've got a powerful lineup here, but I think they need to be a little bit more picky at the plate. Made it look really easy for Emily Wyman with only 5 pitches in the first inning.
Crane has hit in 7 of her last 8 ball games, including the exhibitions here at the ballpark against Team Canada. And for those efforts, she was inserted into the cleanup spot tonight by Coach McDonald. So the Missouri Tiger coming in at 293 with a couple home runs and 4 RBIs. And a good job of framing that pitch by Griffin Joyner.
Wyman working the strike zone, left, right, up, and down. Working it really efficiently, too, with only 6 pitches so far.
Well, she has really stepped up, of course, the former Pennsylvania Rebellion. Stepping into the role that Sarah Pauley had last year, the longtime veteran for the NPF who retired. And that certainly was a big void that they had to fill in the circle. And double threes has come through big time. And a nice change of speeds there as she keeps the Bandits' offensive hitters off balance. Wyman, a 3-time ACC honor roll selection, as Crane stays alive. Down with the Wolfpack at North Carolina State, a 4-time first-team All-CC selection, and the pitcher of the year in the conference back that same year. So a great campaign back in 2013 for double threes. Sharonda McDonald coaching down at third, the skipper for the Bandits. Kathy Horton down at first base tonight. I'll check that. That's the other assistant. As that ball's fisted towards center field. Shelly Robinson on her horse, and she'll make the grab in shallow center field. 4 in a row now retired by Wyman. 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Jaquish coming up. We know that she can get this team out of this mild slump here to start this game. She's very aggressive at the plate, and Wyman's not afraid to move the ball around the strike zone. This should be a good battle.
That's Annie Smith down at first base for the Bandits. As Savannah Jaquish now will come to the plate. Former LSU Tiger with a open stance from the right-hand side. The 1-1 by Wyman is spoiled off. Double three showing some good power here, which she did, of course, in the collegiate level. She's the only all-SEC selection 4 years in a row that LSU has had in their storied history. Montalvo continuing to play inside the third base bag, Bill.
Very staggering stat right there. You figured how long that program's been going and how many great players. That's just an amazing stat.
Ballpark at Rosemount has certainly agreed with her, hitting .538 with 3 RBIs. but now the count is evened up at 2-2. If you're just joining us, a grand slam by Shelly Robinson. And the top of the first gave the Akron Racers a 4-0 lead, and then Sam Fisher-Cook with a solo shot as that ball is grounded down to Thomas, and the former Yellow Jacket will get it over to Schroeder in plenty of time. 2 up and 2 down, 5 in a row now retired by Emily Wyman.
3 ground outs and 2 flyouts. Wyman very efficient in the circle tonight and making a little look easy here early on in this contest.
So Natalie Hernandez will try to break the spell here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second as the former UIC Flame takes it outside for ball 1. Natalie with a solo home run during last Tuesday night's 3-2 loss to the Racers over at Firestone Stadium as that got the Bandits close. That one's hit way up the elevator shaft. Montalvo looking to get some room over there, but it's going to fall, and a nice catch by the fan there in the front row.
Sign him to a contract.
We must be back at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore.
Just on the other side of the net, the guy makes a great catch. I know he did the right thing and gave that softball to a kid. I'm sure he did.
Good man. Here's the 1-1. That's laced into right field, right in her track, and it goes over the head of Gilbert. And Natalie Hernandez has broken the spell of Emily Weinman with a 2-out stand-up double.
Beautiful piece of hitting going with the pitch from Wyman. Hits it over the speedy Gilbert's head. And Gilbert right now looking at her, I don't think she's just looking at her shoes as she's kind of looking at that shot off the bat from Hernandez. That was a line drive double right over the head of Gilbert.
Second double of the campaign for Hernandez. So runner in scoring position now for the designated player, Alexa Peterson. And the former Oregon Duck takes it inside for ball 1. Well,
she had to like that rain delay being an Oregon Duck for sure. Had to love the water.
I tell you, there was enough of it coming down here. Fans just settling back in their seats trying to dry off everything. We got clear blue skies now to our west, so it looks like it's going to turn into be a beautiful night here for our Independence Day celebration. Wind continuing to gale over the center field fence. It was more of a crosswind earlier that may have helped Robinson's ball to get out of here. That ball is fisted back towards us and out of play. Peterson tied with the Bandits for a home run lead with 2 with Kristen Brown. A communication disorders and sciences major while in Eugene. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if she tries to go the other way here as Wyman pitches it outside. Emily right now looks like she's got great command pretty much to be able to throw that ball where she wants in the strike zone and keep these hitters off balance. So let's see if Peterson chokes up here a little bit, tries to go the other way. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and that ball is laced foul past the third base umpire Peter Blair, and Hernandez will return to second.
Almost looked like Sharonda McDonald wanted to put a glove on and field that ball like back in the old days.
Yep. Had a nice conversation with her before the ball game, talking about the old days with the USSSA Pride and the great rivalry between the Pride and the Bandits. Of course, they came on with a Coles Cup championship when Sharonda played for them. Here's the 2-2, and again grounded past Coach McDonald. And the count remains at 2 apiece. That was a 55-mile-an-hour changeup from Wyman.
Wyman utilizing the inside part of the plate here to Peterson big time. And Peterson just a little too quick on the swing as she's fouled him off down the third base side.
Gilbert playing very deep in right field here with the 2-2 coming up. And we'll have a 3-2sports.com payoff now with first base open and Megan Blank on deck. Bandits need base runners right now, trailing it by 5. So a big pitch here with first base open. Here's a 3-2sports.com payoff. Little flipper into right field, and that's going to be caught on the play by Ashley Thomas as she raced to her right into right center field and takes away the first run tonight for the Bandits. What a play.
Wow, I tell you, as soon as that ball was made, contact there, Thomas backed up right off the top of her glove. Great catch.
So in the inning, no runs. As there you see the great running grab by Ashley Thomas, utilizing that speed. As we mentioned, Gilbert playing very deep in right field. So in the inning for the Bandits, no runs on a base hit. They strand. Hernandez at second. We'll move to the top half of the third in a 5-0 Racers lead. And time to thank iBlack.
If you can dream it, we can make it. Custom iBlack or Battle Paint, iBlack Plus Color. Visit iBlack.com, home of the official iBlack of National Pro Fast Pitch.
Top half of the third inning coming up. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for head coach Charlotte Morgan and the Akron Racers, Sammy Fagan, Shelly Robinson, and Jennifer Gilbert to face the left-handed slants of Haley Wagner. So you get a look at the flags coming in. Old Glory along with the state of Illinois and village of Rosemont. Flags hanging proudly here in center field. And again, special thanks to our first pitch participants out here tonight. Sergeant First Class Cassandra Taylor with a terrific job on the national anthem. The DuPage Honor Guard came out and presented the colors here. And Kirk Havens, a veteran of the war, was able to throw out the first pitch out here tonight as well. Our Bandits for the day, Justice Walters along with Chloe Day. Justice is actually celebrating a birthday out with us here tonight. Also tonight, the McHenry Warriors 12U program out here this evening, along with the AA Elite 12U. Fagan grounds it on one hop, and Blank will make quick order of that one for the first out here at the top of the third.
Blank having to backhand that one, made it look easy. Couple steps to her right, and she was able to make Fagan the first out here in the top of the third.
So right now, Shelly Robinson is certainly a candidate for our Vaults Lock It Up player of the ball game, as she picked up a grand slam to clear the bases of Racers back in the top of the first. Racers have had to juggle their outfield positions a little bit, as normally Robinson plays left, but there's the ball is fisted on the play, and Carasoni's got that in their sights, and she'll be able to squeeze that for out number 2.
Emily Carasoni, solid at second base. She made that look easy, and she ran in for that pop-up here on the infield, and we got 2 outs now, and it brings up Jennifer Gilbert.
So with the decision of Schlopey not to continue in the NPF, Shelly Robinson had to move over to center, and of course that's where the play of Kristen Wyckoff has certainly come up big here for the Racers. That ball is laced over Wagner for a 2-out base hit for Gilbert. Hit number 4 now for the visitors tonight.
First pitch, single right up the middle between Ramirez and Carasoni.
Hit number 5, is now Nicole Schroeder will come to the plate. She is one of the 3 strikeout victims so far tonight for Wagner, as she's gotten 2 of the Racers swinging and 1 looking, along with a base on ball so far tonight. So runner on first base here with 2 outs. Good job by Jaquish to snare that high pitch for ball 1.
We saw Jaquish with that snap throw down to first base. We know that Fuller has a great arm. I'd like to see somebody try to run on Savannah and see what she can do with them.
Racers have out hit the Bandits 5-1. Nice frame job that time by Jaquish as the count evens up. Nicole, another player that certainly had to be versatile in her defensive position, came in as an outfielder from the collegiate ranks, but they've got her at first base tonight. That ball is laced foul as Charlotte Morgan tries to get out of the way, as Gilbert will move back to first base. Schroeder with catching experience, first base, DP, and right field experience with the Arkansas Razorbacks. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the third. Akron all over Chicago so far, 5-0. And that pitch was almost there. And now deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hernandez playing even with the bag at third. Ramirez and Carasoni, the keystone combination in their regular positions. Blank even with the bag at first. Here's the 2-2. And that's going to be trouble in the right center field over Carasoni. And moving into third base will be Gilbert as the throw comes into Hernandez. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs to Kelly Montalvo.
Good piece of hitting there by the Rookie of the Week, Nicole Schroeder. She just fisted that one right over the top of Emily Carasoni for another hit. Make that 6 hits on the night already for the Racers, and we are only in the top of the second. Make it the third,
And Montalvo could have had number 7 if not for Brenna Moss to end the first inning with a diving catch. Montalvo with that line drive in the first inning was bidding for her 11th hit of the season as she takes that first pitch on the corner for strike 1. Kelly coming in at 200, now below the 200 mark on the season with that robbery there in left field by double nickels Brenna Moss. Montalvo perennially amongst the league leaders in bases on balls. She will definitely work the count.
We have some action in the Bandits bullpen right now. I think that's the, so actually we have 2 pitchers going right now. Wow, that one hit Montalvo.
So Montalvo will take her base. Schroeder will move into second base. I think that might be Wonderly out there.
Love the uniforms. You just can't see the numbers from this distance.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to have them on the front of the jersey, too.
Yes.
Griffin Joyner now will come in, and she laces it into center field for a base hit. Charlotte Morgan now is good. They're going to run through it, and they're going to get her at the plate. It's going to be an 8-3-1 put out there as they were able to get the relay in. She ran through the stop sign of Charlotte Morgan, and Jennifer Gilbert gets out at home plate as, again, it goes from center to the cutoff person there, Megan Blank, and a good job of getting it on the hop and getting it into Jakewish, and they are able to get the runner Griffin at the plate. So terrific teamwork on the defensive end for the Bandits on this one as you see Blank with the relay to be able to get the runner at first base and avoid another run for the Akron Racers. So in the frame for the Akron Racers, they do pick up a single run on the RBI base hit from Joyner. They do so on 3 base hits. There were no banded errors and 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the third inning of play. Akron continuing to lead it by a score of 6-0. And let's tell the folks about how they can stay in touch with the NPF.
Fans, stay connected with your favorite teams and players all season long by downloading the NPF app or following the NPF on all social media platforms at Pro Fast Pitch or hashtag NPF 2017. That's at Pro Fast Pitch or hashtag NPF 2017.
So I have to correct myself there. That was Nicole Schroeder that got thrown out as Gilbert was able to come across from third base with that run in the inning. So a 6-0 lead now for the Racers. They've out-hit the Bandits 7-1. And work to be done here for the red, white, and blue tonight. Megan Blank, Abby Ramirez, and Sammy Marshall to face the right-handed slants. And so far, Bill, the Bandits, the last 2 ball games, have not had an answer for Emily Wyman.
No, and with only 1 hit tonight, trailing by 6 already, they're going to have to produce here. And I think Blank, Ramirez, and Marshall, this is the part of the lineup that needs to get going. This is their first times up. Marshall will be here second, but this is where they need to get it started here with only 1 hit so far on the night.
Keep in mind, again, that you can continue to write us at banditstream@gmail.com. It's banditstream@gmail.com. Megan Blank from the left-hand side, the former Iowa Hawkeye on the 0-1, takes it outside. Blank hitting .378 over her final 27 games of last year after a terrible start. Was well below the 100 mark in the first month of the season, but with regular playing time and faith shown in her by then head coach Mike Stewart-Wald. She was able to climb out of that slump and lead the Bandits to a Coles Cup.
You know, one thing I've noticed, Montalvo, I don't think she ever plays a normal third base. She's always playing in, and she's always snapping that glove, trying to get the hitter off.
Here's the 3-1, and a nice start here for the Bandits as they're able to get a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the third.
The speedy blank on first. We'll see what Abby Ramirez. We know that she's good with the bat and contact. I'd like to see her get going here and move Megan Blank over to second or third or even farther.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do here, Bill, it's still early in the ball game. You don't want to give up small ball yet.
Right.
You can chip away at this lead. The main thing you got to do is try to get something on the board and get your confidence going against double threes.
Yeah, because she's definitely settled in the circle. That's Emily Wyman for sure. And when you got Griffin Joyner behind the plate, you know, you got to feel at ease. You got great defense behind you. And when you got a 6-run cushion like that, you're able to manipulate your pitches a lot better.
Ramirez coming in at .302 with 9 RBIs on the season, still looking for her first professional home run. We talked about the potential power void after that big trade with the Scrapyard Dogs, losing Taylor Edwards and Brittany Cervantes in that deal. And only 10 home runs on the board this season for the Bandits, so they have not had a lot of situations with runners on first and second where they've decided to go ahead and hit away. So now Ramirez will go into that half swing position to try to get the bat through the strike zone on the 0-2 here. And a good job of staying alive as Griffin Joyner could not corral that foul tip.
Looking like Abby Ramirez wants to slap that ball toward left field with Montalvo playing in and Sam Fisher-Cook playing a little bit closer to home plate.
Another 0-2 and a good job by Abby to stay alive. Keep in mind that you can get group tickets with the Bandits on ChicagoBandits.com. The fifth inning stretch, the bullpen experience, on-field photo, the high-five lineup, the dream team, and on-field recognition before the ball game, along with the team of the game, which also include, of course, tickets to the ball game and experiences right here at the ballpark. Check us out at ChicagoBandits.com. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to the former Wolverine. And that ball is foul-tipped as she stays alive. The Racers have out-hit the Bandits 7-1. They got the big grand slam by Shelly Robinson to clear the bases in the top half of the first. A solo shot from Sam Fisher-Cook, a no doubt about her. And then an RBI base hit off the bat of Griffin Joyner. Racers tried to make it a 7-0 ball game, but Nicole Schroeder got thrown out on a nice relay from Sammy Marshall to Megan Blank, with Jaquish getting the put out. So here's the 2-2 now, and it's slapped towards short. Nice feed on the play by Fisher, reaching first base on the fielder's choice by Ramirez, but a nice job there by Fisher-Cook moving to her left to corral that shot.
Well, that looked like a seeing eye signal for single for sure, but Sam Fisher-Cook was able to put the glove down and throw it over to Thomas for the force out, but what a great play there at short.
So Sammy Marshall's 0 for 1 so far tonight with a ground out to the aforementioned Fisher-Cook. Will come to the plate here. Sammy having a great start to the 2017 season for the former Leatherneck from Western Illinois. .419 coming into today's ball game. Her 1 home run this season was an inside the park home run. And Sammy just got rung up by the third base umpire, Peter Blair, who's behind second base right now with the runner on first. There you get a good look at Abby Ramirez with her momentum towards second for the 0-2. Marshall's doing a great job of kind of carrying on the tradition of Emily Allard here with the slap hitting, getting that ball down in the turf and using her great speed to get to first base. And she gets rung up on a beautiful backdoor breaking ball at 54 miles an hour by Emily Wyman.
Well, when you're up 0-2 in the count, you're able to waste a pitch, and she wasted one at about 50 miles per hour and made Sammy Marshall look really bad. And she's 0 for 2 to start this game off already.
First strikeout for Wyman in the contest. And now a good 2-out hitter coming up here in Brenna Moss. Moss hitting at .500 with 2 outs in innings. And the Bandits need her to produce right now. Runner on first base. The Bandits trailing it by 6. The 0-1 is hit into right field. Jennifer Gilbert's not going to get that one. Abby Ramirez is going to get waved in with the first Bandits run, and Double Nichols will go into third with a stand-up triple, and the Bandits break the shutout as they now trail 6-1, and the crowd has something to cheer about.
Beautiful piece of hitting there by Brenna Moss. Jennifer Gilbert, with all her speed, was not able to catch up with that. Hit it in the gap between Robinson and Gilbert for the second hit of the night. But most importantly, we get a run on the board, and we only trail by 5 now, and momentum right now on the side of the Bandits.
So extra base hit there for Double Nichols, coming back from that injury and showing no ill effects as she motors into third base with her second triple of the season. So Emily Carasoni now with a big run to pick up here on third base with 2 outs. Carasoni 0 for 1 so far. Here's the 1-0. And that will catch the corner. Carasoni hitting .417 with runners in scoring position. So this is certainly a situation in the ball game that she's very comfortable with. Racers have out-hit the Bandits now 7-2. They lead it in the big column 6-1, but right now a 3-0 count. Turner loose right now.
I agree. You've got Moss on third.
Crane on deck, and the 3-0. And that was just a good pitch there by Wyman on the outside corner. Outfield playing very deep, trying to cut off any kind of extra base hit right now with a 5-run lead. Let's see if Carasoni can take her to left center. And a walk for Carasoni. So Wyman now starting to put some base runners on here with 2 outs. And now Crane, who flew out to Schroeder back in the second, will stand in.
Wyman struggling here, and the Bandits taking advantage, picking up a run. Like to see Emily Crane keep these runners in motion here.
Crane, as we mentioned, coming in with hits in 7 of her last 8 ball games. So Moss still at third base after the RBI triple, breaking the shutout. Carasoni over at first with Savannah Jaquish on deck. Big run to pick up here at third base for the Bandits with 2 outs. Infield playing regular depth, and the 1-0 stays downstairs as well. And now Griffin Joyner's going to come out and talk to her battery mate.
Adidas products break records, set trends, make history. Every day, all over the world, everything we do is bound by one simple thought. We strive to help you perform at your best. Your success is our ambition. Your defeat spurs us on to be better. You can find us at adidas.com or follow us at Adidas US.
Let's see if Crane now, she's in the driver's seat here, and she takes it outside. And the count now goes to 3-0, so the Bandits are 1 ball away from loading the bases for their slugging catcher, Savannah Jaquish. Keystone combination, Thomas and Fisher playing normal depth. Here's the 3-0, and that ball stays high, so the bags are full of Bandits now with 2 outs for Savannah Jaquish. Charlotte Morgan now coming out of the bullpen here. And is she going to make a change in the circle here, Bill?
Up 6-1. I know the bases are loaded, but it looks like she is going to come out. Wyman is high-fiving everybody. Everybody's looking toward the bullpen.
Looks like it might be Rachel Fico, but I don't want to say for sure. No, they're going to go with the left-hander, and this is the same situation they had before. And, of course, it's going to be the pitcher of the week, Jalen Ford, for the Akron Racers. So a bold move here by Charlotte Morgan. Is she going to bring in Jalen Ford? There you get the number. Look at the numbers there. A 3-1 record with a sparkling earned run average under 3. Former James Madison Duke out of Hot Springs, Virginia. Her second season in the NPF. And she comes into a very tight situation now, but they're going with the percentages here with Emily Crane coming up. Check that with Jaquish coming up now. So 2 consecutive walks have filled the bases with Bandits. And also kind of an interesting move bringing in the left-hander to face Jaquish.
Once again, number 33, Savannah Jaquish.
So Wyman ends up going 2 2/3 innings. But right now she has responsibility for all 3 Bandits base runners, Moss, Carasoni, and Crane. Big pitch here on the first pitch of this sequence by Ford, and that's way outside for ball 1. Jalen Ford on the season, 7 strikeouts and 6 walks. He's given up 8 runs, 6 have been earned. It's the same situation that they had over at the Firestone Stadium when the Bandits were on the road, as Ford came in and did a great job, but now she misses again. And now Jaquish is in the driver's seat here on a 2-0 count. She can look for something in a zone and drive it. Bandits trail it by 5. The tying run is in the on-deck circle. They've been out hit 7-2, and that pitch stays downstairs as well. So the count goes to 3-0.
I think right here, Jaquish will just have that bat laying on her shoulder. You got to make Ford pitch to her.
Hernandez is on deck, and that stays outside. That's going to be an RBI base on balls for Jaquish. That'll score Brenna Moss and make it a 6-2 ball game. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Natalie Hernandez. So for Jaquish, that's her 12th RBI of the season. And she didn't even have to take the bat off her shoulder. So big first pitch now coming up to Hernandez, and that stays outside for ball 1. 5 consecutive balls thrown here by Jalen Ford. Outfield playing medium depth and straight away for the former UIC Flame. And a swing and a miss at that 63-mile-an-hour heater. And the count evens up.
Well, she wanted to tie this game up with 1 swing, and that was really a great swing. We could feel the breeze up here.
Hernandez with that extra base hit to start off her evening, as she had a good rip at that one, but just a little bit late. And now she's going to have to hunker down here with 2 strikes. Hernandez representing the tying run here. 6-7-0 for the Racers, 2-2-0 for the red, white, and blue-clad Chicago Bandits here on Independence Day. And the 1-2 stays outside, so now deuces are wild. Hernandez getting crease playing time throughout her career in the NPF. She's been in these situations many times before. And the 2-2 is laced into right center field for a base hit. Coming in is Carasoni, coming in with the second run on the play. And Natalie Hernandez now has cut the lead to 6-4 on a 2-run single. Meanwhile, Jaquish goes into third.
Beautiful piece of hitting. Right over the outstretched glove of Ashley Thomas. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Jalen Ford comes in, and they thought that she was going to be able to close down the Bandits. Now the Bandits within 2, scoring 4 already here in the bottom of the third.
Nat picks up RBIs 8 and 9 on the season. And Sharonda McDonald at third base certainly likes that turn of events. So those 2 runs will be charged to the starting pitcher, Emily Wyman. So the Bandits have batted around now as Peterson got a good rip at that one for strike 1. So that closes the book on Wyman. She goes 2 2/3. And right now the Bandits have the tying run at first base, the go-ahead run, and that ball gets away from the catcher, and coming in with another run on the play on the wild pitch will be Savannah Jaquish, and a big nickel put up on the board here for the Bandits, and now they just trail it by 1.
Boy, the wheels have fallen off for the Racers here in the bottom of the third. Griffin Joyner couldn't corral that ball from Jalen Ford, and now the Bandits within 1.
Tying run now in scoring position as Peterson flares that one to the right. All this happening with 2 outs. The big blow, the triple by Brenna Moss. And then bases on balls as well have caused the downfall here so far for the Racers in the third as that stays outside. Racers bullpen and the Bandits bullpen now dormant as this ball game is in the hands of a couple softpaws with Wagner along with Ford. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a good job by Alexa to stay alive. Just getting contact on that play and waiting for a pitch that she can hit and drive. Matinee tomorrow will start at 12:50, but right now the tying run in scoring position, and now the count is gone full. Boy, these Bandit hitters have really taken a terrific approach here in the bottom half of the third.
And you can feel the fans on that hit, especially by Natalie Hernandez. They're into this game big time.
Here's the 3-2sports.com payoff as that's tomahawked off the screen. Good job by the designated player to stay alive. Natalie Hernandez at second base after that 2-run, 2-out base hit to right center field, getting the Bandits right back in it. And then Jaquish coming in on the wild pitch to Peterson. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that's going to hit her. Put 2 runners on now with 2 outs, and now for the second time here in the third inning, Megan Blank will stand in.
So everything that could go wrong right now is going wrong for the Racers, and everything that could go right is going right for the Bandits this inning.
Now Charlotte Morgan is going to make the approach here to the home plate umpire, Bubba Ewald. And let's see who's going to get the call now. And it's going to be, I believe, Alexis Silkwood. It's going to come into the ball game here. Yep. So Silkwood will come in now, another left-handed pitcher. Silkwood had a really good outing against the Bandits last time out, as there you get a good look at her numbers as the former Bulldog from Mississippi State with a sparkling ERA under 3 and a nice ratio with 17 strikeouts and 23-plus innings of work. So they will bring her in now to face Megan Blank here as the Bandits have batted around in the bottom half of the third inning of play. And they're right back in it now, Bill, trailing this ball game by a score of 6-5. And let's thank some of our people that are making tonight's broadcast possible here on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com.
Rawlings is the leading manufacturer and marketeer of sporting goods in the United States and the official helmet of National Pro Fast Pitch. Through its products and players, Rawlings is unquestionably the mark of a pro.
Boy, great job by Sharona McDonald to stay with Haley Wagner in a very difficult situation. And now she's got her ace out there with a ball game now right back to a 1-run contest. So Hernandez remains at second. And after the hit by pitch, Peterson over at first. And the first pitch to Megan Blank down low for ball 1. As the Bandits really doing a great job of taking pitches just outside the zone. Blank so far has not had an official at bat. She walked to lead off this inning. 2 runners on. The lead run now at first base as Megan takes that on the knees. The big blow to start this off, the RBI triple by double Nichols, Brenna Moss. Then a couple walks to Carasoni and Crane. A bases loaded walk to Jake Bush, and then a big 2-run base hit by Natalie Hernandez. Here's the 1-1. Megan grounds it slowly down to the first baseman. It'll be corralled by Schroeder, and that will finally retire the side. So 10 hitters come to the plate for the Bandits, and 5 of them score. They do so in the frame on only 2 base hits. There were no errors, a couple of walks, and a wild pitch, and the Bandits leave 2. We will head to the top half of the 4th inning. Bill Downing will assume play-by-play duties as we've got ourselves a close ball game after a rough start. It's Akron 6 and Chicago 5 on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com.
Here at the ballpark at Rosemont, Bill Downing with the Hall of Famer Mike Knezovich. The Bandits score a 5 spot in the bottom of the 3rd and now trail the Racers 6-5. The Racers 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Bandits 5 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for the Chicago Bandits.
And it will be Shelby Tournier that will be in the circle now for the Bandits. Let's take a look at her numbers. 1-3 on the season with an uncharacteristically high ERA at 5.80. But you take a look at that strikeout to innings pitched ratio, and it's right there for the Central Florida grad.
Sam Fisher-Cook leading off here in the top of the 4th. Last time she deposited a ball over the left field bleachers for a home run back in the 2nd inning. Shelby Tournier now on the mound for the Bandits here in the top of the 4th. Shelby's one of those pitchers, Mike, that was used early and often in the very early part of the season. And you mentioned she's had some struggles coming in relief. But I tell you right now, the Bandits pitching staff, after a rough start, have really settled in well.
The book is closed on Haley Wagner. 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 runs all earned. She walked 1 and struck out 3.
Count even at 1-1. The Bandits trailed early 5-0, make it 6-0, and then they put up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and they're right back at it. Haley Wagner struggled early right before that rain delay come out, and she did what she had to do, and the Bandits' bats came alive. And, oh, my gosh, it looks like Sam Fisher-Cook has hit another one. But, nope, that's going to be grabbed there by Brenna Moss. Another long out there, Mike. But I tell you, she's really dialed in at the plate.
Yes, she is. And we saw that in the batting practice before the ball game. Of course, she hit that tape measure shot to give the Racers a 5-0 lead at the time, well over 300 feet over the party deck in left center.
Ashley Thomas now up for the Racers. A fly out back in the 2nd and a single back in the 1st. And the first pitch is going to be fouled off into the netting. Sharana McDonald doing all the right things and the moves here early, but it was the decision by the Akron Racers managerial staff to pull their starting pitcher, Emily Wyman. And when you bring in the pitcher of the week, you got to think that Jalen Ford was going to be able to shut him down, but the Bandits really took advantage of her early struggles. And now Shelby Tournier in for relief of Haley Wagner for the Bandits.
Yeah, Ford ends up giving up 2 runs, both earned in a 1/3 of an inning of work, and also a base hit.
That pitch inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. They're saying that was a 68-mile-per-hour pitch. And if you do the math, according to baseball distance and softball here, that's going to be a base hit up the middle by Thomas, and now she's going to be 2 for 3 on the evening.
Boy, Thomas has really set the stage for this Racer Ball Club throughout the campaign. And she was able to do it on a collegiate level with some great speed, with stolen base records for the Yellow Jackets from Georgia Tech, and continuing her prowess, the veteran for the Racers.
Number 11, Christian Wyckoff up now, and that's going to be a hit. Carasoni, nice play at second. Gets it over to Ramirez for the force out, and that definitely saved an extra base hit. Carasoni coming up big from second base.
Boy, let's put that one in the memory vault here, Bill, in a one-run ball game. As again, just a terrific job there by Emily to go to her right and have the presence of mind to flip it out of her glove to Ramirez for the force out.
Sammy Fagan up now, a walk back in the first and a ground out in the third. Boy, what a great play by Carasoni. Not only can she do it with the bat, but what a great play, because that for sure was going to go into center field. And again, Ramirez, knowing exactly where Carasoni was going to go to, was right on the bag, ready for that ball to be thrown to her for the force out.
Boy, that's a break for the Bandits now, too, because it looked like Wyckoff had second base stolen, and the ball glanced off the bat of Fagan for a strike.
1-1 the count with 2 outs. And that's going to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tournier now ahead of the count. Fans still filing in after that short rain delay in the first. Getting ready for some pre-4th of July fireworks after the game. That's going to be fouled off.
That is Wonderly now, loosening up in the pen for the Bandits. Kind of difficult with the white numbers on the back of a white jersey. Sometimes I wonder what these designers think of. I think they think, you know what, we're going to get those play-by-play guys tonight.
Oh, they definitely do, especially ones like myself that have to wear these glasses, and I'm having a hard enough time seeing without them. And that's going to be fouled off with the runner Thomas going at first base on contact. I was trying to talk to Sammy Fagan while she was doing some batting practice along the right field line. Wanted to ask her what it's like to play with a sibling. You know, you I don't know if they're twins. I don't know if, but I think it would be kind of something. Oh, that's right off the glove of Tournier up the middle for a base hit. Shelby dropped her glove and just missed that, and that's going to be another base hit, and that's going to put Racers at first and second. That's going to bring up the slugger of the night so far, Shelly Robinson. Back in the first inning, a grand slam, and then she has a flyout in the third.
Yeah, you talk about the Fagan family. Of course, both those young ladies, daughters of Kevin Fagan, the offensive lineman star for the Super Bowl champion San Francisco 49ers.
What a well, that's straight up in the air, and that's going to go straight back. Jaquish looking for it. Oh, that just missed. Mike is hanging out of the booth. Let's see if he gets the ball. Nope, he gets a friendly wave. That was close, Mike. If we had that net you were talking about.
You got that extension on that thing. Taking it right away from the little kid, right? Real nice.
Yeah, I think you would have gave it to the kid, though. Oh, that's going to be hit high along the left field line, and just out of play. Brenna Moss came in, did everything she possibly could to get to that ball, but the count now 0-2 with 2 outs. Let's see what Tournier does here. I think she's going to waste a pitch, and we'll see if she can get Robinson to either strike out or ground out here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that ball ended up going over the tall part of the fence. So Brenna was not able to lean over and try to snag that one.
Savannah Jaquish with the sign. Exactly where she wanted it. She points at Tournier. That's exactly what she wanted to do on that waste pitch when it was 0-2. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Racers at first and second. Fagan and Thomas on the bags. Racers get out to a 6-0 lead. Bandits put a 5 spot in the bottom of the third. That's going to be, and that actually hits the umpire along the third base side. And that got him right in the arm there.
Peter Blair trying to get out of the way of that hot shot.
Woo.
Now Robinson right now at the top of the NPF RBI leaders with 17. And that was almost a couple more.
I like where the umpire's playing. I like where the third base coach now has moved to, almost to the fence.
Charlotte doesn't want anything with that.
Here's a 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be hit high and foul, out of play along the third base side.
Yeah, you don't want to give in here to Robinson. You want to try to have her hit your pitch here, especially being ahead of the count.
I like the fact that they're trying to keep the ball inside. They're going to make her try to shorten up her swing a little bit. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 67-mile-per-hour rise ball. But you're right. You don't want to give in to her. You know, she does have a grand slam, but you also want to take it to her also and try to get her to make the third out of this inning. And that's going to be a 3-2 count. That 59-mile-per-hour riser.
Yeah, I would not be shocked here with a little change of speeds here.
Robinson locked in at the plate so far tonight, and that one's going to be fouled off to the left side again. Tournier and Jaquish trying to jam Robinson. That's exactly what Jaquish is out there talking on the mound right now.
As you prepare to take the field this season, is your equipment working as hard as you do? Will it respond to passionate performance? As you drive towards winning, take comfort in wearing Ringer. Ringer.com, inspiring players to believe in their best every day.
I think Robinson has seen every pitch possible tonight. Here's a 3-2 pitch by Tournier. She gets her out. A big strikeout here for the Bandits. They get the slugger Robinson out, and now the Bandits have a chance to come up and even this up in the bottom of the fourth inning. Huge strikeout of Shelby Robinson. Shelby Tournier doing exactly what she is known for doing, and she stuck in there nice and strong, Mike, and was able to get that strikeout.
Yes, she was. So in the frame, the Bandits are able to hold the Racers off the score sheet. Still a 6-5 ball game here as we head to the bottom half of the fourth. And you can improve your game by design by using Anderson bats, the industry's leading manufacturer of alloy and composite softball bats. You can follow us at Anderson Bats Company, that's Anderson Bats CO, or visit them on the web at andersonbat.com.
Welcome back to the ballpark here at Rosemont. Bill Downing, Mike Knezovich, Alexis Silkwood back out in the circle for the Racers, Mike. And I tell you, you talk about a huge momentum swing. The Bandits, I think that strikeout was massive. We could feel it up here, you know, from the fans. She got Robinson, who did some damage early, got her out for that very crucial strikeout.
Well, they always say the biggest thing to do after getting a big inning is to hold the other team to a goose egg in the next frame and get control of the ball game. So we got ourselves a 1-run ball game. And folks can't make it out to the ballpark every night. You can catch every game of the 2017 NPF season on NPF TV. 150-plus games. You can purchase your subscription today at npftv.com, and you'll never have to miss a single pitch. That's npftv.com.
The Bandits with a 5 spot. This is only the second time that Abby Ramirez has batted tonight. She was a ground-out victim back in the third inning. And it's going to be Silkwood taking on Ramirez. And there's going to be a slap hit to Sam Fisher-Cook back over the diamond to Schroeder for the first out of the inning.
Nice job by Fisher-Cook to trust her arm deep at shortstop as she backed up on that one.
And this is really hard to say, but I think Sammy Marshall, she needs to get off the snide. We're talking about somebody that can really slug the ball and get on base. She's 0 for 2 on the night. This is a situation that she needs to get on base, and she tries to look like she was going to try to lay down a bunt there, but she takes that one for a ball.
Yeah, coming in with an average well over 400, she has not drawn the collar too many times this season.
No, we know that she is a big-time competitor, and this is a very important at-bat for her here, only trailing by 1. And I think, with the count being 2-0 right now, I think that opens up a lot for Marshall. She's capable of putting down a slap hit, a bunt. She's got the speed, and I think Montalvo, third, knows that. And she just tried to do that, and Montalvo and Schroeder both came in on the corners, and they saw her square around, and good idea by Marshall, though. She's got plenty of speed. You got to force the defense to make a play, and that's what Marshall's trying to do.
Kudos again to Gold Canyon, teaming up with the Chicago Bandits to support Salute Incorporated, raising funds to support our veterans. 40% of all candles and $2 from each ticket sold tonight will be presented to Salute to support their efforts.
2-1 count to Sammy Marshall, 1 out. She's going to flare that one out to Sam Fisher-Cook, and that's going to be a no throw, and there was no chance that she was going to get Sammy Marshall on that. Very crucial at bat there, and Sammy Marshall gets on base.
She was doomed from the start with Sam Fisher-Cook as she backed up on that ball, and once she did that, it was all over with the speedy Marshall racing to first base. That is hit number 32 on the campaign for Sammy Marshall.
Well, we know what she can do on the bases, and I think that's what Silkwood's talking to Joyner about and talking to the infielders. Marshall's very fast at first, and Brenna Moss last time up with a triple, and there's a slap hit to Thomas. She's going, nope, they're going to say, no, she missed the tag on Marshall, and that's one of them, I don't know if that's going to be an error or not, but Marshall went underneath the tag of Thomas, a clean pickup there by Thomas at second base, but now we've got first and second, Moss and Marshall on the bases now for Emily Carasoni.
That's a fielder's choice there for Brenna Moss at first base, so no base hit there. But, yeah, Marshall doing a great job there, not running out of the baseline. The base runner has that safety net there at the middle of the base path and was not tagged on the play, and she just went ahead and moved into second. And with the speedy Moss, the second baseman, Ashley Thomas, had no play.
First and second now with only 1 down. Emily Carasoni up, and she's going to flare that one to left field. That's going to go back, way back. Oh, just short of going out along the third base line. Mike, that had home run distance on it, but it looks like whatever wind we have knocked that down.
Great job by Emily to go with the pitch. A nice run there by Wyckoff into left field, but it falls right on the Wilson softball sign down the left field line for a loud strike 1.
Great idea there. Carasoni, a ground out and a walk so far tonight. Marshall on second, Moss on first. There's the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 2. 58 mile per hour, looked like a cutter from Silkwood.
Well, you cannot have 2 better base runners on right now if you're the Bandits trailing by 1.
Let's see if Carasoni gets the green light here. Runners will be off on contact for sure. Oh, that one catches the outside or the inside corner for strike 2. Whatever could go right now for the Bandits is. And the Racers right now making some uncharacteristic mistakes that they have not made early on in this contest. Silkwood in the circle for the Racers. And Carasoni's going to hit that. Silkwood's going to go over to third to Montalvo for the out. Good idea as they get the speedy Sammy Marshall. Moss is going to move to second. Carasoni to first base with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Emily Crane.
Boy, good job there by Alexis, because the play at first base is tough for her. She's got to twist her entire body around 180 degrees to throw that ball, so she goes the short way there on the 1-5 put out.
Great situational awareness there, as you mentioned, by Silkwood. Knowing where the runners are, and I think Montalvo had a lot to do with that. She was probably screaming to her to throw the ball, but again, great play by Silkwood to get the force out there at third. Right fielder Emily Crane up for the Bandits, still trailing by 1. Runners on first and second. That's going to be fouled off along the third base side into the crowd. 62-mile-per-hour pitch there by Alexis Silkwood, who comes in for Jalen Ford, and Jalen Ford came in for Emily Weidman. So the Racers using 3 pitchers so far this evening. Bandits using 2, Wagner and Tournier. Off-speed pitch outside.
Wonderly continues to loosen up in the bullpen for Chicago.
Two and 1 to count, 2 outs. There's a pitch. It's going to be hit straight away center field. Shelly Robinson takes 2 steps back, squeezes the glove, and the Bandits are done here in the bottom of the 4th with no damage. They leave 2 on, still trail by 1. And we
will thank Wilson, Bill.
Yes.
As we want to thank them. Want to create your own custom glove? Visit the Wilson Custom Glove Shop. You can check them out on the web at wilsoncustomgloves.com and use what the pros use. Match your team colors or design a glove that represents your style today. Hashtag Go Custom.
It looks like they're throwing T-shirts out into the crowd. Some of them needing that, especially after that rain delay in the first inning. Change of clothing is definitely ordered. The Bandits don't score after putting a 5 spot up in the bottom of the 3rd.
Hey fans, while you're here tonight, head down to the guest relations.
Looks like Shelby Tournay is still in the circle.
Get a look at the wonderful crowd that we have out here this evening. Fans having a great time, of course, anticipating the fireworks celebration after the ball game, and got great groups out here tonight. As we mentioned, the Frankfurt Girls Softball Club out here this evening, the McHenry Warriors 12U Ball Club, and the AA Elite 12U Ball Club out here today as well here at the ballpark at Rosemont.
Jennifer Gilbert will lead off for the Racers here in the top of the 5th. A strikeout and a single so far on the night for the speedy Jennifer Gilbert.
Once again, you can drop us a note, Bill. Just want to let our fans know at banditstream@gmail.com. That's banditstream@gmail.com.
Here's the first pitch in by Tournier for a strike. I tell you, it's going to be a beautiful night for fireworks. There's going to be some gapers delays. I'm not a traffic person, but I'm sure some people are going to stop and watch the fabulous fireworks here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Oh, Gilbert lines that one to the right fielder, Emily Crane, to lead off here in the top of the 5th.
Gilbert now 2 for 3 with a run scored tonight.
That was right in her wheelhouse, too, and she one-hops that to Crane in right field to lead off the top of the 5th for the Racers, who are up by 1 run, 6-5. And that's the first pitch going to be fouled off. Nicole Schroeder. Strikeout and a base hit so far on the evening.
White Sox leading Oakland earlier in their game on the coast, 3-2. Took 2 out of 3 against the Rangers this past weekend.
Ooh, good stop there by Jaquith. She had to come out of the crouch to get that one. Actually came off her feet to get that pitch from Tournier. What do you think about the home run derby? Does that intrigue you to watch at all, Mike?
I'm really don't get too excited about it, to be honest with you, Bill. I used to, back in the day. Of course, They had that show, the Home Run Derby, back years and years ago when they used to get some of the top sluggers. But, the whole thing with the advantage for the home team winning the game.
And that's going to be fouled off out of the ballpark. I agree. I think that it needs to go back to the best record, because I'm not a big fan of that. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it more interesting for the fans, but you have to admit that the All-Star games and All-Pro games have really they're not exciting anymore. They moved, and that's going to be outside for ball 3. 3-2 count now. They moved the NFL game from Hawaii to Orlando because they thought that was going to help ratings.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of it. I liked it when it was at Wrigley Field, but I believe that one was shortened by rain, if I remember right. And that's going to be a big strikeout. Nicole Schroeder goes down for the second strikeout of the evening for Schroeder. Huge, huge pitch there by Tournier to get the first out of the inning. That was a huge pitch, Mike, to get her out on strikes.
That's the second strikeout for Tournier on the evening to go along with no bases on balls. But now you got the dangerous Montalvo.
And she's not afraid to put an elbow in, as last time she was hit by a pitch, and she was a flyout victim back in the first, hit by a pitch in the third. The speedy Gilbert still on first base with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Racers leading 6-5. Boy, I tell you, Tournier is really snapping the leather there that's a strike to even to count 1-1. We can hear it all the way up here. I mean, she's really winding up right now.
Yeah, when she gets into about 67, she's really snapping it.
Montalvo flares it off the third base side. Nice stretch there by Natalie Hernandez. She almost got it as she dove. Ramirez and Moss tapping her on the hat, saying good job. Countdown to 1-2 now with 1 out. Racers 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Bandits 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Montalvo up, and she's going to be another strikeout victim. Shelby Tournier is on fire right now, having to do what she needs to do to shut down this Racers to keep the Bandits in this game.
Yeah, she's too good of a pitcher to have an ERA as high as it is right now, Bill. And it's just difficult sometimes to go from that starting role to the relief role and back and forth. These pitchers have done it their whole career, but it's still not the easiest thing to do.
And she starts off the sequence with Griffin Joyner with a strike. Joyner, a strikeout victim in the second. And it looks like a single back in the third inning. Make that strike 2. Tournier turning up the heat right now. Wanting to get the Bandits in the dugout and get a chance to tie this game up.
They got the middle of their order coming up in the 5th.
Joyner looking like she wants to square around. I think we all know better that's not going to happen. She's going to hit that one to Hernandez. Gets it over to Carasoni for the force out. And the Bandits are out of that inning with no damage. The Bandits coming up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com. We'll be right back.
Everyone has insecurities, and it really is about what you choose to do with them. Insecurities don't have to define you, but they can create a story for you. There's a positive way to be fulfilled through female athletics. If I could do one thing, it would just be to give someone the inspiration, be able to be more than they ever thought they could be.
Welcome back to the ballpark at Rosemont. Bill Downing with Mike Knezovich. And Mike, we'd like to thank some of our great sponsors tonight.
That includes DeMarini, the makers of the world's finest bats. They're a proud sponsor of National Pro Fast Pitch. Design your bat your way. Follow them on social media at DeMarini FP. Happy hitting, everyone.
Well, the 5th inning stretch taking place. And Savannah Jaquish coming up to bat. Huge part of that big third inning for the Chicago Bandits as they scored 5. Again, they only have 4 hits tonight with 5 runs with a chance to tie this game up or take the lead. But Alexis Silkwood has really come in and closed the doors here on the Bandits since she's been in.
Yeah, she did a great job in the ball games over at Firestone Stadium. These ball clubs have split their 6 meetings so far this season. They've always been very competitive matchups. The Bandits taking 2 out of 3 here, and then the Racers taking 2 out of 3 at Firestone Stadium. And keep in mind that the Racers still have A.J. Andrews available with that speed off the bench, but right now the Bandits have an opportunity to tie this one up.
Jaquish leading off here in the bottom of the 5th for the Bandits, who trail by 1. And Jaquish's first pitch down to Sam Fisher-Cook gets it over to Diamond Schroeder for the first out. 1 pitch and 1 down here for the Bandits in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, earlier this season, we saw Sam Fisher-Cook playing first base, but showing some nice range there at shortstop, and was able to corral that one, and a nice throw over to Schroeder.
Sam Fisher, known as Sam Fisher prior to the season. We found out the first time she was in that she got married. So her name now is Sam Fisher-Cook. Congratulations. I'm sure she's having a great marriage, and it'll be a great night for them if they can get the win here tonight. But right now, Natalie Hernandez with 2 doubles already on the night. Let's see what she does here to maybe rain on some parades here for the Racers. 1-1. Nice drop pitch in there by Silkwood. But she can really throw a lot of off-speed pitches, and she can really throw some heat in there, too. It keeps these batters on their heels. Hernandez fouls that off along the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Racers now with 10 hits. Bandits still with 4. They only trail by 1, 6-5 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, just great to visit with Joey Arrieta prior to the ball game. Just a wealth of softball knowledge.
And Hernandez will strike out on another off-speed pitch, and that's the second out of the inning. You were talking about talking to her prior to the game tonight. Talk about a legend, one that's been around this game forever, Mike.
Yeah, back to the WPSL days, and has done a lot of stuff in the local community, in the Akron area, and of course has supported these ladies through thick and thin. You know, the WPSL started off, and then they took a hiatus to try to figure out what they wanted to do as far as marketing the game, and that's when the NPF came into play.
Alexa Peterson now up to bat. Fly out, hit by a pitch. 1-1 is the count. 60 mile per hour change there with 2 outs. Bases empty. I mean, you talk about the knowledge and the wealth of knowledge, you know, when you talk to someone like that. You can sit there for hours and probably days just talking, you know, old-time softball and what she brings to the table.
Yeah, and she's done a great job of keeping the Racer family together with Charlotte Morgan and Allison Owen, a couple of former players, to be able to mentor these younger players on this squad right now.
Off-speed pitch. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Peterson, a fly-out victim back in the second, hit by a pitch in the third. Looking to get on and bring up Megan Blank here in the bottom of the 5th. What started off as a really bad evening for the Bandits. Well, that's going to be inside. After trailing 6-0, 4 spots in the first inning by the Racers. The Bandits drop 5 in the bottom of the 3rd. Come within 1, and right now it's a pitcher's duel. Alexis Silkwood in for the Racers. Shelby Tournier doing everything she can to keep the Bandits in the game. And that's going to be nubbed off to Sam Fisher-Cook. Over to Schroeder for the third out of the inning. And that will do it for the Bandits. Mike Knežević will take you the rest of the way here in the 6th and 7th here from the ballpark at Rosemont. I'm Bill Downing. Turn it over the reins to Mike Knežević. And we'll be right back. And we want to talk to some of our sponsors here real quick.
We're going to thank Louisville Slugger. The teams at the top swing Louisville Slugger. You too can swing the technology that's dominating the game at every level of play, from high school to the NCAA championships to the world stage. Visit slugger.com for more information. Tonight's attendance, 1,212 here at the ballpark at Rosemont. And they certainly want to see some great fireworks after the game. They've seen the Bandits come up with their own. And the bottom half of the third inning of play getting back into the ball game. If you look up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you see Swiper up there right now as they're going through the contest here, where they swing around the bat and then try to make their way around those pylons up there.
What's the odds of someone going down?
I think pretty good. Yeah, he was close on the left. They actually did a pretty good job there, and the Bandits players getting a kick out of that. The Stacy McManus along with Fuller and Waldrop over there taking in all the action here tonight. But right now the Bandits have some work to do here as we move to the top half of the 6th inning and trailing it by 1, 6-5. Bottom of the order with Sam Fisher-Cook fouling by the top, Bill.
Easton, check out the new Ghost Double Barrel by Easton. Supernatural performance, soft feel, explosive sound, and max pop. Join the Easton team today at easton.com and see why the top college programs choose Easton.
So Shelby Tournier along with Alexis Silkwood have put up a couple goose eggs after the big explosion offensively as the teams combined for 11 runs in the first 3 innings of action. So Sam Fisher-Cook, who's certainly had her offensive hat on tonight, gets hit by the first pitch by Tournier. So an inauspicious start here for the Bandits here in the top of the 6th.
But one thing that Tournier and Jaquish were doing, they're trying to pitch inside to all the batters. Unfortunately, this time Fisher-Cook gets hit by the pitch, and the leadoff batter is on for the Racers here in the top of the 6th.
Ashley Thomas 2 for 3 with a run scored so far tonight. She continues to do a terrific job at the plate for head coach Morgan. Racers have out-hit the Bandits 10-4, and now in a 1-run ball game. We're going to see the old merry-go-round happen here with Hernandez coming in at third and Megan Blank over at first for the Bandit defense. And the 0-1 will stay outside. If you're just joining us, Shelly Robinson's grand slam. And the top half of the 4th played at 4 for the Racers. They added a solo shot by Sam Fisher-Cook in the 2nd. And then picked up an RBI single by Griffin Joyner. As this 1-1 is hit down to Nat, she'll go over to Carasoni, and she threw it away. Crane will come and back up the play. The ball got kind of stuck up in the fence. They're going to try to score on the play, and they will, as coming in on the throwing error will be Sam Fisher-Cook as she picks up the run, and meanwhile motoring all the way over to third on the miscue was Ashley Thomas.
Boy, Hernandez picked it up clean, too, and just an errant throw to Megan Blank. Blank couldn't come up with it. And now the Racers put another one on the tally, now lead by 2, 7-5.
Yeah, the Bandits got a bad break there as that ball did not come off the fence clean there for Crane. And that allowed Fisher-Cook to come in. Now this ball is grounded back to Blank, and she does the perfect thing by running towards the runner and keeping Thomas at third base for out number 1.
Yeah, you're right, because if she would have turned around and went to first base, chances are Ashley Thomas is going to try to make a break to home plate. With your momentum coming in, that was a very smart play.
So now 1 out to Sammy Fagan. Sammy so far 1 for 2 tonight. A walk and a run scored on the grand slam by Robinson. A ground out to Blank, and then a base hit in the 4th for the former Tiger from Missouri. So still a big run there to keep off the plate for Tournier and the Bandits. And that's going to get her home as Moss is going to come back on the tag here. And coming in with a big insurance run will be Ashley Thomas. And it's now an 8-5 Racer lead.
Good piece of hitting. Nothing that Brenna Moss could do. She took a couple steps back. The speedy Ashley Thomas at third. That was an easy run there for the Racers.
So Fagan picks up her 11th RBI of the season. So now with 2 outs, Shelly Robinson will come to the plate. And she takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Robinson so far 1 for 3, but certainly that was a big one. The grand slam to start off the ball game here before the rains came. Got more action in the Bandits bullpen. And that is Sierra Highland loosening up for the red, white, and blue. Looking ahead to the Bandits' half of the 6th inning, it'll be Blank, Ramirez, and Marshall to face the tough southpaw Alexis Silkwood. 2-1 is grounded sharply past Hernandez in the left field. Sliding effort there by Brenna Moss, but her throw will not nearly be in time. Second extra base hit of the evening for Shelly Robinson with a double.
We mentioned it earlier, Mike. She's been locked in all night, and this time she was able to squeeze it between Hernandez and the third base line there for an extra base hit, again with a grand slam and now with a double.
Well, nice effort there by Double Nichols to try to get that ball quickly, and now Sierra Highland is going to come into the ball game to replace Tournier, and they'll give us a chance to thank Evo Shield.
Evo Shield is the preferred protective gear of NPF. Lightweight gear, custom fit, available for athletes of all ages. You can find Evo Shield at sporting good retailers nationwide.
So Tournier works through 2 batters here in the 6th. So she goes 2 2/3 innings in the circle tonight. And she gives up 4 hits. So far, 2 runs, both earned. And of course, Robinson will be her responsibility over at second base, as Sierra Highland now will come into the ball game here for the Chicago Bandits, the former star over at Cal Poly. Let's take a look at Sierra's numbers. Check that, it is Wonderly into the ball game. Brianna with 11 innings pitched this season, 12 hits. There you see a nice ERA of 1.27. As the former Fighting Illini star has given up 3 runs this season, 2 earned. She struck out 8 and walked 2. Talking to Sharonda McDonald before the ball game, she's very excited about what could be a very promising career here for Wonderly. So Tournier, as we talked about, 4 hits, 2 runs, they were both earned, as she came into the ball game in the 4th for Wagner. And she was able to record 3 strikeouts, also hit a batter and walk none. So now Wonderly will try to get out of this inning with no further damage. And she's going to go up against Jennifer Gilbert, who's had a nice night tonight, 2 for 3 with a run scored for the former Ball State Cardinal. This Racer team has got talent from 1 to 9. Speed up top with Thomas and Wyckoff, and then you've got to get through Fagan, Robinson, and Gilbert in the middle of the lineup. And if that's not enough, then you got Schroeder, Montalvo, and Joyner along with Fisher Cook. Gilbert with a high fly towards left center field. Brenna Moss will call off the shortstop Ramirez. and she'll squeeze it for the final out here in the 6th inning of play, but not before the damage was done by the Racers, as they end up picking up 2 runs on only 1 base hit. There was 1 costly error and 1 runner left on base. The Racers have now stranded 5 through 6 innings of work. So the Bandits have got to go back to work offensively. They trail it here by 3, 8-5, as we head to the bottom of the 6th, Bill.
All right, we'd like to thank Easton. Also, check out the new Ghost Double Barrel by Easton. Supernatural performance, soft feel, explosive sound, and max pop. Join the Easton team today at easton.com and see why the top college programs choose Easton. Also, we'd like to thank DeMarini. DeMarini, makers of the world's finest bats, is a proud sponsor of National Pro Fast Pitch. Design your bat your way. Follow them on social media at DEMARINIFP. That's at DeMarini-FP. Happy hitting, everybody.
So Charlotte Morgan came out. To talk to the home plate umpire, so we'll try to see if there's any defensive changes here. I still see the same infield out there. I think we may have a new right fielder in there, and Megan Gear. So Gear will come in to replace Gilbert. I was actually talking to Megan before the ball game today, and there you get an opportunity to see some of the fans out here, and they certainly have the perfect t-shirt on. It is crunch time right now for the Chicago Bandits. But they've been able to respond before as they put up the nickel in the 3rd after they were trailing 6-0, so a 3-run deficit, only half as bad. Blank so far is 0 for 1 officially with a walk. She batted twice back in the 3rd and ended the inning by grounding out to the first baseman Schroeder. Bandits with only 4 hits tonight offensively, but they made the most of them with 5 runs. We'll be right back with you here tomorrow afternoon with the matinee on the 4th of July. Pre-game coverage beginning at 12:50 Central. First pitch at 1:05 here on NPF TV. Former Hawkeye stands in against Silkwood, and the 1-1 catches the outside corner. The Racer bullpen is dormant. Again, special thanks to Jinx Scott, Alex Maldonado, and Tim Helms doing a great job on our camera work tonight for the Illinois Media School. Here's the 1-2. Eric Willowhite, the audio producer tonight. Ryan Fahey doing a great job directing and handling the production on our video side of things. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Bottom half of the 6th inning of play. The Bandits trailing it by 3. Blank with a good job of holding back on that let-up pitch and takes it right back up the middle. And now the tying run is in the on-deck circle.
Great piece of hitting there by Megan Blank with a walk and a ground out so far in the evening. She was able to hit that one between Sam Fisher-Cook and Ashley Thomas for a base hit to lead off this inning, and very important leadoff hitter to get on too.
So Abby Ramirez now is 0 for 2 with a run scored. Will come to the plate. And again, these left-handed hitters trying to hit off a very tough softball, and Alexis Silkwood. 5th hit for the Bandits tonight for Blank, as she takes that on the outside corner for strike 1.
I'm not so sure you're going to see Ramirez sacrificing here. I think that Sharona McDonald wants to get these runners around, and I think that Ramirez is capable of moving around without the bunt.
Well, Alexis certainly continuing the legacy of her mother, Stacy Nelson, who was a former collegiate softball player, so certainly some great genes in the family there. 1-1 count now to Ramirez. He slaps it back up the middle for a base hit. Blank will move up 90 feet to second base. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Sammy Marshall.
And actually, it looks like, let's see if they show the replay, which they will here shortly, I'm sure. And it looks like that went off of, no, it just missed the glove. Silkwood tried to get down on that ball, but again, you mentioned it. When you're going up against a southpaw such as Silkwood and you're able to produce 2 great hits to start off this inning, again, we bring the tying run to the plate and Sammy Marshall.
Now you may see some situational hitting here by Marshall. He's done a great job with runners in scoring position this season, hitting at .357. That ball is bounced over the head of Joyner. John Imber doing a great job here in the booth all season long with giving us our tidbits throughout the campaign. So good speed aboard with Blank along with Ramirez. Tying run at the plate here in the bottom half of the 6th. No quit in these Bandits tonight. Left-handed hitter going up against the southpaw with the 0-1. And a good take there by the former Leatherneck from Western Illinois.
Montalvo and Schroeder both coming in on the corners, anticipating a sacrifice to get these runners to second and third.
A lot of pressure right now on Fisher Cook at shortstop because that's where Sammy likes to go. The 1-1 goes right to her. Going to be a bang-bang play at first, and they're able to get her. Now the 2 runners move into scoring position here with 1 out. If you're going to give up the out, at least get them over.
I don't know if you have a magic 8-ball or something there, Mike, but you called that. That went right to Sam Fisher Cook, but she knew she had to get it from the glove to the hand over the shoulder, or else Marshall was going to be safe. As you mentioned, bang-bang play.
Yeah, I tell you what, there is no margin for error on that particular situation. So now a very good situation here for the Bandits with Brenna Moss coming to the plate. She still represents the tying run with 2 big runs in scoring position and only 1 out. And I would imagine the Racers here are going to concede a run to get an out. Brenna is 1 for 3 with an RBI triple in the 3rd. She's reached base twice tonight. Good job of framing there by Joyner. Brenna coming off a freak injury that happened during pregame practice a couple weeks back before the Bandits went on the road. But she appears to be back at full strength. Here's the 0-1. And a good take by Double Nichols. Geronda McDonald down at third base, coaching the Bandits. And over at first is Annie Smith out of Georgia Southern. Outfield playing medium depth and straight away. Here's the 1-1. Grounded towards Fisher Cook, and it goes under her glove for an error, and that's going to bring home 2 Bandits runners. And once again, the red, white, and blue crawl their way back within 1.
Thought for sure the sure-handed Sam Fisher Cook was going to come up with that underneath the glove. Bandits pull within 1, and we only have 1 out. And you got the speedy Brenna Moss at first base.
So
wow.
Both teams now with a costly miscue late in the ballgame. But again, Bill, that's a situation there where you're putting pressure on that defense.
And one of the rare times you'll see Sam Fisher Cook break under pressure there. She thought for sure that hop was going to come in. It short hopped her, went underneath her glove. The Bandits put 2 up here and only 1 run away from tying this up.
So Emily Carasoni now will come to the plate. Emily so far 0 for 2 with a run scored. The Bandits have answered the deuce that the Racers put up in the top half of the frame. Grounded down to the second baseman, and they are able to almost get the double play. Good job by Carasoni as she was able to beat that throw to first, so she'll get on the fielder's choice, and that's a huge play to keep the inning alive.
Boy, that was close. They almost turned 2. Thomas over to Fisher Cook, and a good throw back over to first base and just missed.
So the Bandits a couple times have clawed their way back to the mountaintop to have Alexis Silkwood remove their fingers from the cliff. But right now, Emily Crane trying to keep this inning alive with Savannah Jaquish on deck. Emily's 0 for 2 with a walk. And the 1-0 a little bit outside. Stay tuned after the game. We've got some tough decisions to make with our Vaults Lock It Up player of the game with the ebbs and flows of this one tonight, Bill Downing.
Well, I'm glad. Well, we do have a part in this decision, but you're right. Right now, I think you got to flip a coin. It could go either way.
Racers have out hit the Bandits 11-6. Here's the 2-0, and that's fouled.
That's a great idea, too, with Montalvo playing so close into third base. All you have to do is drop it over her head, and you will move Carasoni at least over to third.
So 2 balls and a strike now to Crane. As we mentioned, she's gotten hits in 7 of her last 8 ball games. Here's the 2-1, and a good job of framing there by Griffin Joyner. So we now have deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carasoni at first. 8-7 lead for the Racers here in the bottom half of the 6th. Crane going to have to hunker down now as she chokes up a little bit with the 2-strike count. Here's the Silkwood offering, and it's a little tap back to Alexis. She'll do the 180 pirouette and get it over to Schroeder to retire the side. But the Bandits again answer as they pick up 2 runs in the frame. They do so on 2 base hits. There was 1 costly Racer error, and the tying run was left on base. We've completed 6 in what's been a seesaw crazy affair here at the ballpark at Rosemont. It's the Racers 8 and the Bandits 7. We'll be back with the top half of the 7th after a brief timeout on NPF TV.
What if there were no rules? No limits? Nothing to stop you pushing harder, running faster, reaching higher. What if you could train and perform at your peak? Feel stronger for longer. Be your best. Always. Every time.
Welcome back here to the ballpark at Rosemont. 8-7 thriller here at the ballpark at Rosemont. And let's continue to thank our folks here on NPF TV, Bill.
Fans, stay connected with your favorite teams and players all season long by downloading the NPF app or following the NPF on all social media platforms at Pro Fast Pitch or at hashtag NPF 2017.
Let's recognize our leaders in the NPF. Lauren Hager leading the lead in home runs with 6. Nadia Taylor with 14 RBIs to lead the heap in that category. Sammy Marshall's picked up another base hit tonight to get her league-leading 32nd hit of the season. She's also scored 17 runs to lead the circuit. Kelly Kretschmann, the Triple Crown winner from last year, still leading the league at .525 on the batting average and .661 on-base percentage for the red, white, and blue of USSSA Pride.
She's having a great season, isn't she?
Yeah, slugging percentage is a real slouchy .950.
Oof.
Megan Wiggins doing a great job with Thievery this season, the former Bandit with 10 stolen bases, and Sammy Fagan, who we're seating here tonight, with a league-leading 5 two-baggers. Here's the 2-0 from Wonderly, and that stays outside to the leadoff hitter for the Racers here in the 7th, Nicole Schroeder. More action down in the Bandit bullpen as well. And I believe that is Sierra Highland loosening up, and it's a 4-pitch walk to lead off inning number 7.
Number 10, Kelly Montalvo.
And now Charlotte Morgan's going to come in. I think they're going to run here for Schroeder. And I would not be surprised if A.J. Andrews doesn't make her entrance now in this ball game, and she will.
Good call there, Mike. The speed that she brings to the table is incredible. It reminds me a lot of Sammy Marshall with as fast as she is.
Of course, Andrews has also done a terrific job defensively, becoming the first ever female to get a Golden Glove. She also had another Webb gem earlier this season. So far, AJ on the campaign has picked up 5 stolen bases. She's been caught twice. So Kelly Montalvo will stand in. She is 0 for 2. She got hit by a pitch in the third. And she got robbed by Brenna Moss on a diving catch to end the first inning for the Racers. Good job here by Jaquish to try to settle down the rookie. Eight, 11-1 for the Akron Racers, 7-6-1 for the Chicago Bandits.
And both those errors by both teams very crucial at
Yep.
those points in the games.
So let's see what Montalvo does here. She'll take it for the strike. Well, Jaquish just has that calming influence behind the plate that you need for the backstop on the defensive end. So good speed aboard here for the Racers. A huge insurance run to pick up. That time Montalvo shortened up but took the pitch inside. And the count goes to 2-1.
Now you mentioned Savannah Jaquish. She had a chance to. Was the vaults locking a player to game back on Father's Day weekend. The maturity, the way that she, like you mentioned, to reel these players back in is incredible.
So now Wonderly falling behind, 3 balls and a strike here as Charlotte Morgan goes through her signs with numeric fashion there on the third base coaching box. Allison Owen, the former pitching star for the Racers, over at first. And Wonderly stays low on that pitch, so 2 bases on balls to start off the 7th. And now an opportunity here for the Racers, and now Coach Hollis is going to come out here and try to settle down Wonderly.
Hey fans, a reminder, fireworks right after the game, and then after the post-game fireworks show, the Bandits group photos for groups included in the photo will take place. Then the full team, all ages autograph session.
Yeah, McLaughlin, the public address announcer, making an announcement out here about the fireworks and also the full autograph session tonight for both ball clubs. Great tradition here in the NPF, giving the fans total access to the players on both sides.
And the thing is, the players love it too. And you don't. It's not about money. It's about the future. And I think seeing these players interact with the youth of this country and these youth players, that's the reason why the NPF is so strong.
Savannah couldn't quite corral that one off the screen on the bunt attempt there by Joyner. Griffin so far tonight is 1 for 3 with a big RBI base hit. Right now, certainly the throwout of Schroeder at home plate on the 8-3-2 combo play is looming big in this ball game. There you can see a look at Andrews. Going to be a tough play for Hernandez as she goes with the 5-4, but a nice sacrifice bunt. And now Wonderly's going to have to hunker down here to keep the Racers off the score sheet. So Andrews moves into third. It's not going to take much of a fly ball to get her home. And Montalvo settles in at second, and first base is open now for Sam Fisher-Cook. Wonderly's first pitch fouled back to the screen. Sam Fisher-Cook with a home run and an RBI in the second, a fly out to left, and then a hit by pitch, and she scored in the 2-run Racers 6th. This is the second consecutive inning that the Racers got their first 2 runners on base. Tell you what, with first base open right now, Bill, I would not give in to the slugger.
I would not. You got to take it to her because you don't want to load the bases if you can help it. Oh,
and
boy.
Sam Fisher-Cook launches another missile over the party deck for a 3-run bomb as Sam Fisher-Cook picks up her second dinger of the evening, and she gets welcomed by a plethora of Racers, and it's 11-7 now in favor of the Akron Racers. What a shot.
Well, the second no-doubter off her bat. She just sat back, and my gosh, there was a no-doubter yet again. And now some breathing room for the Racers, now leading 11-7.
So Akron tonight with 3 home runs, and they now, on the campaign as a team, have belted 27 on the season. So the lead back out to 4. It's just been one of those nights where the Bandits have gotten so close to tying the game up, but every time the Racers have the answer.
And unfortunately, the answer has been long ball. There's been really no small ball tonight for the Racers.
So Fisher Cook now with 4 RBIs on the evening to go along with Shelly Robinson's 4. Robinson now with 17 RBIs on the season. And the shortstop Fisher Cook has now picked up 6 on the year. 7, check that, with her 4. There's going to be a looper into center plate on one hop by Moss. So the Racers continue to keep the line moving here with a runner on first and 1 out. And now Charlotte Morgan may be running here for, I don't think she's going to be running for Thomas. She's going to be batting for Wyckoff. As coming into the ball game now will be number 23 for Akron. And that is Maddie Grimm.
Pinch hitting for Akron, number 23, Maddie Grimm.
So the former Golden Flash from Kent State now will stand in from the left-hand side. She's shown some great power this season. Nice change of speeds there by Wonderly. For strike 1. Throw down to second base, not in time. So that'll be a stolen base for Ashley Thomas. That's stolen base number 5 for Thomas on the season. Grimm coming in at .375 on the season. She's had 3 hits this season, and 1 has stayed in the park. Another nice change of speeds by Wonderly as she now is able to discover a little bit of changeup now. Racers have out-hit the Bandits now 13-6. They lead it in the big column 11-7. As they've had 3 innings of crooked number offense bringing to the plate tonight. Here's the 2-2, and a swing and a miss. Good job by Wonderly as she gets the strikeout. Her first since coming in relief of Shelby Tournier. So Sam Fagan now will stand in. 1 for 2, a walk and a run scored, and a sacrifice RBI back in the 2-run sixth inning for the Racers. Looking ahead to the Bandits' 7th, it'll be Jaquish, Hernandez, and Peterson to face Silkwood. Bandits trailed it early 6-0. They scored 5 to get within 1 at 6-5. Then they saw the Racers get a couple. That's lined over Hernandez's head for a base hit. Ashley Thomas is going to come in with the 4th run of the inning on the sliding RBI double off the bat of Maddie Grimm.
The Akron center fielder, number 3, Shelly Robinson.
So the extra base hit parade continues. As there you see the left-handed hitting Grimm sliding in ahead of the tag barely of Carasoni.
The ever-dangerous Shelly Robinson now up. Oh, that just made it over the net. The fan drops it here in the stands. Oh, gives it up to the kid. Good job.
5 extra base hits tonight for the Racers, including 3 home runs.
A lot of power tonight by the Racers.
Shelly Robinson's got 2 of those extra base tallies, a double and a home run. 4 RBI. She now has 17 on the season. So she has actually taken over the top spot now in the league. Here's the 1-1. So 2 4-run innings tonight for the Racers, 1 in the first inning and another 1 in the 7th. So a Nice offensive sandwich there for the Racers. "14 hits in the attack. Sammy Fagan picking up 2 more RBIs in the ball game tonight with a sacrifice fly and a double. There's a little fister out to the shortstop Ramirez. The quick flip over to Megan Blank, and that finally retires the side. 8 runners bat for the Racers here in the 7th, and half of them score. They do so on 3 base hits. The big blow, the 3-run home run off the bat of Sam Fisher-Cook. No Bandit errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the 7th. The Bandits need 5 to tie and 6 to win. They trail at 12-7, back with the bottom of the 7th after a brief timeout on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to the ballpark at Rosemont. The crowd having a great time out here tonight, albeit the scoreboard not reflecting that glee right now as they see the Bandits trailing it by a score of 12-7. But I tell you what, Bill Downing, every time the Bandits you think they're buried, they're able to fight their way back, and we'll see if they can do it one more time tonight.
Well, like you mentioned before, 2 4-run innings so far for the Racers. Up 12-7, you're right. They've been able to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and we'll see. They've been able to claw their way back to within 1 twice so far. They have yet to get over that hill. Could this be the inning? We'll find out.
So it'll be Jaquish, Hernandez, and Peterson to face Alexis Silkwood, who's in line for the victory out here tonight. Jaquish so far tonight is 0 for 2. She did score a run after walking on a wild pitch back in the 3rd when the Bandits got within 1 at 6-5. There you got a good look at the softball Silkwood, the former star at Mississippi State. And a good start here by Jaquish as the Bandits need some base runners. Racers have 14 of the 20 hits combined for the ball clubs tonight. As Bill talked about, both teams' errors have resulted in a break for the other ball club, and they've been able to take advantage of it. Stay tuned after the game. We'll name our Vaults Lock It Up player of the ball game, and we'll take a look ahead to the matinee tomorrow afternoon here at the ballpark at Rosemont. First pitch around 1:05. Here's the 2-1. Little fister down to Montalvo. The laser beam throw across to Schroeder. 1 up and 1 down here in the Bandits 7th.
With Montalvo playing in as close as she does, that was an easy play to throw over to Schroeder for the first out here in the 7th.
So Natalie Hernandez will come to the plate. She's had a nice evening, 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs and a double. The former UIC Flame settles in here on Silkwood and grounds it foul for strike 1. And a good job of framing there by Joyner. And the count goes to 0-2. As we mentioned, 3 games in the league tomorrow, as we'll have a full slate of action for you on NPF TV. Texas will be taking on Beijing. Scrapyard at USSSA Pride. And the Akron Racers here taking on the Bandits. And all those games staggered time-wise, so you can enjoy all day long tomorrow with the holiday with NPF action.
While you're at your cookouts and parades, you can watch it on your favorite devices too, Mike.
And the 1-2 stays downstairs, and if you do miss them, you can always go to the archives as well. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the Bandits' 7th as they trail it here by 5. Alexa Peterson on deck for Chicago. As Silkwood goes into the rock, and the 2-2 is laced down the left field line, and that will hit fair, and Natalie Hernandez got herself her second double as it landed just out of the reach of Kristen Wyckoff down the third base line.
Beautiful piece of hitting. Start a rally with 1 out. They can do it.
Boy, Hernandez with that quick swing through the strike zone and able to get in easily at second base. So she's now 3 for 4 as she tries to get that average close to the 300 mark on the season.
And you mentioned it, Silkwood trying to pitch her inside with that quick hands, and Hernandez, like you mentioned, with her second double of the night. You're going to have to do that against a pitcher such as Silkwood.
Yeah, that's really the one part of her game that she's been able to improve on. As there's a fister past Montalvo, going to be a tough play for Sam Fisher-Cook, and she makes it from deep short for out number 2. Nicely done.
Able to hold Hernandez at second base also. Again, Fisher solid there at shortstop tonight for the Racers.
We're going to have a quick turnaround on the post-game interview because we've got the fireworks coming up, so I'm going to hand it right over to you, Bill, after this hopefully Bandits rally, but if not, we'll try to get down there as quick as we can. As Megan Blank now will stand in. Megan so far is 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk tonight. So Alexis Silkwood trying to nail it down here for the Racers for their 12th win of the season. And more importantly, trying to move a game and a half ahead of the Bandits in the NPF standings.
There's such a logjam right there in that 3rd and 4th spot. Every game right now is very crucial.
Hernandez still at second base with the 1-1.
Hey fans, the right field bleachers will need to be cleared for the post-game fireworks show. Please keep that in mind if you're sitting out there.
Abby Ramirez on deck for the Bandits. Wind continuing to come in about 10-15 miles an hour. But that has not affected the Racer hitters out here tonight. And now the Bandits are down to their last bullet. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th. Trailing it by 5.
Boy, Silkwood sold that pitch, the grimace and the grunt, and that pitch come out of there at about 45 miles per hour. Wow.
Here's the 2-2. And it stays inside. Alexis wanted that one. And we'll have another 3and2sports.com payoff. First base open here, so she doesn't have to give in. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Blank with a good job. It goes off the glove of Fisher-Cook as she tried to get a circus grab to end it. And the Bandits still stay alive on the base hit by Blank.
Well, that would have definitely be right up there for the play of the game if Sam Fisher-Cook could have came up with that. My gosh, she stretched out, was at least 2 feet off the ground, and well, I tell you, the Bandits catch a break there.
Yeah, she really climbed the ladder on that one. So now runners at the corners here as this Bandit team refuses to go down quietly. I think right now you don't want to do anything foolish on the base paths here. You want to give Ramirez an opportunity here to keep this inning alive and turn it back around to Sammy Marshall.
Right. If you're in the infield, you definitely want to make sure you come up with the ball clean. You don't want to throw away anything right now and allow the Bandits to get back into it. But right now with 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, you've got the always dangerous Abby Ramirez up.
Trying to get that tying run to the plate if you possibly can. And Abby takes that one for strike one. Ramirez so far tonight is 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Doing a great job filling in for the injured Kristen Brown. Still battling that rotator cuff issue. Here's the 0-1. And now the Bandits again down to their last strike.
That was kind of hard to watch to see Kristen Brown. She swung and they kind of took a look at her, allowed her to come back, and she swung again, and then she was taken out.
So she'll shorten up that swing now in the 0-2, and a good take by the former Wolverine. So 2 runners on with 2 outs. The Bandits have really only stranded 5 tonight, so they've taken advantage of whenever they can with runners in scoring position. But now again, they're down to their last bullet. Here's the 1-2 and another good take by double ones. And the count goes to 2-2. Sammy Marshall on deck if she can extend the inning. Silkwood gets her sign from Joyner. Here's the 2-2 with runners on the corners. And again, a nice job by Abby just to stay alive.
One of the things through Abby's career at Michigan, I had a chance to watch her many times on television. She's one of them players you want in there, even with a 2-2 account. She makes so much contact at the plate. Again, she makes the pitcher and the catcher work very, very hard.
Montalvo just inside the bag at third. Same thing with Schroeder over at first. The Keystone combination played regular depth. And the 2-2 catches the inside corner for an Akron Racers winner. So the Bandits threatened, but they failed to score on a couple base hits. And that will wrap it up as Akron wins the ball game 12-7. And Bill, I'll give it over to you to wrap things up, and we'll head down for our Vaults Lock It Up player of the game.
Can't wait to find out who that is, Mike. And it's going to be a tough pick, but we will see who that is. And again, the Bandits lose tonight. Quick turnaround tomorrow, 12:50 Central Time is going to be our pregame show. Bandits lose tonight 12-7. The Racers score 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. The Bandits drop a 5 spot in the third, but it was the 6th and 7th that put it out of reach for the Racers as they score 2 and 4 respectively. They win 12-7, 12 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Racers, 7 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for the Bandits. We're going to take a quick break while Mike Knezovich sets up for the Vaults Lock It Up player of the game. We come back, we'll have Mike Knezovich down on the field right after this. The Bandits lose 12-7 on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com. We'll be right back.
What if there were no rules? No limits? Nothing to stop you pushing harder, running faster, reaching higher. What if you could train and perform at your peak, feel stronger, for longer? Be your best. Always. Every time.
All right, we're back here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Bill Downing up in the play-by-play booth. Mike Knezovich down on the field. He'll have the Vaults Lock It Up player of the game here shortly. Fireworks here at the ballpark at Rosemont, but unfortunately for the Bandits, the Racers outscore the Bandits tonight 12-7. The Vaults Lock It Up player of the game coming up here very, very shortly, right after the fireworks show. Fans sticking around to enjoy this pre-4th of July show. And I can tell you that the Racers came to play tonight. They used a lot of their power, like I mentioned. 6 runs in the first 3 innings. Then they put up a 6-spot between the 6th and 7th inning and put away the Bandits tonight 12-7. Racers 12 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. The Bandits 7 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. I'd like to thank all our sponsors tonight. And we've got the Vaults Lock It Up Player of the Game coming up here very, very shortly as we're enjoying this pre-4th of July fireworks show. I'd like to give a big shout-out to some people I know very near and dear, the Illinois Media School. They've done a great job since coming on board here for the NPF and the Chicago Bandits. Camera work, production, everything top-notch, and we're glad to have them on board here. We'll take another quick break while the fireworks is going off. We'll have Mike Knezovich coming up here shortly with the Vaults Lock It Up Player of the Game here from the ballpark at Rosemont. The Bandits lose 12-7 tonight on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the ballpark at Rosemont. Bill Downing after a great fireworks show. Mike Knezovich with the Volts Lock It Up Player of the Game. We're going to send it down to him shortly as the smoke clears here from the fireworks show. Hopefully everybody has a happy and safe 4th of July. Safe travels tonight. Thank you for watching on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com. Mike Knezovich is going to be down on the field here with the Volts Lock It Up Player of the Game. And he is setting up right now down on the field. And here's Mike
welcome
Knezovich.
back here to the ballpark at Rosemont as we get set for our Volts Lock It Up Player of the Game introduction here. And it's going to be Sam Fisher-Cook, the shortstop for the Akron Racers, following their big victory here over the Chicago Bandits. And Sam, congratulations on the win here tonight. And these games between the Bandits and the Racers have been so close throughout the season and the year. How big was it for you guys to get off to a good start here on the road?
I think it was really big because, we're in Chicago now, and we wanted to come out strong and say, you know what, we're not going to lie down just because we're not at home anymore. So I think it was really important for us to come out and make a mark when we're not at home. So I think it was a big win for us.
Last time we saw you here, you're over at first base. Position switch over to shortstop, and it was a busy night for you tonight over at shortstop. So talk about that situation. Of course, you're very familiar with that at Loyola Marymount.
Yeah, it was an interesting transition, like I was telling you earlier with the gloves, but I just really enjoy playing shortstop, and I know that my team has faith in me there, and it's been an easy transition in that sense because I know that they have my back. Like, I made an error, and they had me, and we made the next plays, and we got out of it, and it's been fun going back to shortstop. It's a different position, but it's a lot of fun.
The Racers have really used a home run this season to your advantage, and you had 3 today. And talk a little bit about Shelly getting you guys off to the great start with the grand slam.
That was awesome. Shelly's been on fire this season just with her and her power numbers have been fantastic. So coming out in the first inning and just clearing the bases like that was exactly the stamp that we need to put on this game. Coming out and then had a rain delay, and we wanted to start off strong, and we did that.
Talk about this team as we kind of give you a wrap up here, Sam, because I know you have to join the team here. So talk about the mix of youth and veteran on this team and how the veterans are helping some of the younger players adjust to professional softball.
This has actually been such an interesting mix because it doesn't feel like there's a separation. It feels like, everybody's been playing together. We've only been together for a month and a half, and it feels like we've been a team for so long. So the veterans have really welcomed in the rookies, and the rookies have really accepted their role and been learning from the people who have been here. So it's been a very interesting experience because it just feels like we're just players. It doesn't feel like anybody's old. It feels like we're out here and we want to win games together.
Congratulations on a big road win out here, and congratulations getting our Volts Lock It Up Player of the Game, Sam.
Thank you so much.
Cook has joined us here with post-game coverage here as the Akron Racers come up with a 12-7 victory here tonight as she gets our Volts Lock It Up Player of the Game. We'll send it back to Bill Downing to wrap it up here on NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com.
Thank you, Mike. And again, congratulations to Sam Fisher-Cook, our Volts Lock It Up Player of the Game. 2 big home runs. She really did it all with the bat, and again, she did it in the field. Even with an error, she rebounded and was able to bring this team back as they win 12-7 tonight. We'll be back at it pregame 12:50 tomorrow here from the ballpark at Rosemont. For Mike Knezovich, everybody from the Illinois Media School, thank you so very much. Have a very safe and happy 4th of July. Hope you enjoyed the fireworks show. I know the Bandits will rebound tomorrow, pregame 12:50. Have a good night, everybody. We'll be right back here at NPF TV and ChicagoBandits.com tomorrow, 12:50 Central Time. Have a good night, everybody.